We live. Peace and salute, y'all. Peace and salute. You already know it's Maybach Mel. I'm about to play some videos for y'all. Some trending topic. What's trending in the news? You know. Sorry about our live yesterday. Me and Peach couldn't go live yesterday. You know, she's MIA. She's missing in action. But by next week she'll be back. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into these viral trending videos that's going on TikTok and Instagram about what's going on in the world. You know, things that you guys may not be paying attention to, or mainstream news is not showing and informing y'all. So on that note, we about to get into it now.
I'm going to say it again. These 5G towers, they're not for internet and phone service. That's all a scam and a lie and a cover story for the Project Bluebeam technology, for the microwave weapon that it was designed to be, to zap you with frequencies and mess with your sleep and your health. This is not conspiracy theory. And by the way, those of you that want to throw out the word conspiracy theory, that immediately tells me how ignorant and asleep you are. You don't even know what that term, where it came from, or why they use it. It's simply to discredit whistleblowers, people telling the truth. So when you throw that term around, you just show that you're asleep and a sheep. That's it. So I'm going to show you this video because a lot of these are starting to come out now. These companies and these small mom and pop shops that fix your cell phones on a daily basis. When you take them in, they're broken or they need repairs or a new screen. These people that own these repair shops are now making videos about what they're finding when they take your phone apart. There is no 5G chip in these phones. They're not only charging you more money for the phones and making a huge profit, but it's not even got the 5G in it. That's why your service still sucks. After all these billions of dollars spent on marketing about the blazing fast speeds you're gonna have. Check out the video.
I have two 5G phones in front of me. Right there is where the 5G chip is supposed to be. And right there is where the 5G chip is supposed to be. And again, I fix phones every day, so you can take this from a reliable source. There's not a single phone in Canada that supports 5G. There's not a single carrier in Canada.
Hi, everyone. So I guess Mel must have stepped out of the live stream for a minute. This is Peach. I am not MIA. I did have a personal thing going on, but we shall return on Wednesday. I am waiting for him to come back. This is his news, his reels. So hopefully he'll be returning in 1 second. So bear with us.
a cover story. I'm going to say it again. These 5G towers, they're not for internet and phone service. That's all a scam and a lie and a cover story for the Project Bluebeam technology, for the microwave weapon that it was designed to be, to zap you with frequencies and mess with your sleep and your health. This is not conspiracy theory. And by the way, those of you that want to throw out the word conspiracy theory, that immediately tells me how ignorant and asleep you are. You don't even know what that term, where it came from, or why they use it. It's simply to discredit whistleblowers, people telling the truth. So when you throw that term around, you just show that you're asleep and a sheep. That's it. So I'm going to show you this video because a lot of these are starting to come out now. These companies and these small mom and pop shops that fix your cell phones on a daily basis. When you take them in, they're broken or they need repairs or a new screen. These people that own these repair shops are now making videos about what they're finding when they take your phone apart. There is no 5G chip in these phones. They're not only charging you more money for the phones and making a huge profit, but it's not even got the 5G in it. That's why your service still sucks. After all these billions of dollars spent on marketing about the blazing fast speeds you're gonna have. Check out the video.
Oh, I have two 5G phones in front of me. Right there is where the 5G chip is supposed to be. And right there is where the 5G chip is supposed to be. And again, I fix phones every day, so you can take this from a reliable source. There's not a single phone in Canada that supports 5G. There's not a single carrier in Canada.
I've said
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, it's froze on my end. Hold on. Okay, my fault.
You yeah, you are live.
Okay. Why it keep freeze?
Hi everyone. So as we're waiting for Mel to gear up for this live stream, if you are watching, please share this live. Also, let us know in the comment section what you thought about the video, about the phone towers, the cellular towers, and these 5G chips. I thought this video was very informative and interesting, but um, is our host ready to actually discuss what we just saw?
Yeah, so yeah, my fault about the technical difficulties. Yeah, so there's a lot of 5G towers, whatever. They're not what we were told or informed that they are being used for. They're pushing out a lot of frequencies. I'm pretty sure if a lot of people pay attention around their surroundings, environment, that you would notice 5 years ago, a lot of these towers went up that wasn't around. I know where I live at, and when I'm driving a lot, I pay attention, the landmarks, surroundings, and stuff like that. So a lot of these towers went up. Now, again, they saying it's for 5G. Y'all could go look into this, reading, research about 5G. It's not what they say they using it for. They say it's for cell phones, but it's for other reasons. There's also videos on the frequencies that these things push out. A lot of people say, their sleep, they notice their sleep patterns is off and stuff like that. Like me personally, there's some few friends that I actually told, like when I sleep, I shut my phone off. Not really shut my phone off, but I turn off the Wi-Fi. Like we don't know that we got routers in our houses that's transmitted a lot of frequencies. Some people having them in their bedroom, some people will put it in a designated area in their home, which is the smart thing to do. Something that you could also do that I learned, you can wrap it with aluminum foil to kind of suppress the frequency that is pushing out. All of these things is, it's kind of like walking around like being microwaved, for a lack of a better word. You know what I'm saying? Is radiation. We know we're not supposed to be using, the microwave to heat up our food and things like that. So it's the same thing with these towers. They transmitting a lot of frequencies, and there's different times um during the nighttime. I forgot what time, but I'll say from I actually posted on my community wall for I'm trying to remember what time, but there's a time frame from like 10 o'clock at night, I'll say, to like 4 a.m. They transmit these frequencies from these cell towers, and it's from the east coast to the west coast to the east coast, covering the whole, United States and stuff like that. So, but again, do y'all research. Don't take my word for it because I don't know anything. I'm just talking. All right. Um, so that video ended, right? Hello?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that video ended.
Yes. My producer, she's lacking, y'all. So it's not just my fault. She's lacking on her end. But all right. So let's roll the next clip, please.
All right, so the next clip is the 300 pounds of human
Yeah.
remains. Ugh. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
National news. Why is this not on every news channel in America? So 300 pounds of human remains was found in the Las Vegas desert. Not 300 bodies, 300 piles of human remains.
So have you heard what they just found in Las Vegas, Nevada? They just found over 300 piles of human remains out in the desert. Now this reminds me of that TV series. It could be either Breaking Bad or it could be the Ed Gein monster series. I mean, there are some sick people in the world.
Of piles of cremated remains found in the desert. Now our 8 News Now investigators are learning more about the investigation well underway to find out who did it as another funeral home steps up to give all those people a proper resting place. Our investigators breaking the news about that disturbing discovery in Searchlight about an hour south of the valley. That story made international headlines, and today only 8 News Now investigator David Charnes back in Searchlight as another funeral home took care of each and every one.
But how do basically over 300 people wind up missing? And they find piles of them in the desert. Supposedly now the funeral homes are out there recovering the remains, probably trying to figure out this giant mess of who all these people are. But by God, I hope it's not some kind of a wacko serial killer running loose. I'm assuming it's probably like a funeral home that was negligent, and rather than, preparing the bodies for funerals and burying them like they're supposed to, they probably dumped them in the desert. But if you haven't seen it, check this one out. It'll make your stomach turn.
Why is this not national?
Yeah. This is crazy right here. This one really got me. Now, what I'm trying to understand is, or understand, I should say, is why isn't this being investigated? Why is the funeral homes going to pick these bodies' remains up? Why isn't the police investigating to find out what's going on? So that right there did not make too much sense to me, but again, it's a lot of things that's going on in this world. Crazy, crazy, demonic, satanic things going on. Um, you know, just got to be aware, y'all. You know what I mean? Like, stay vigilant. Like, I like to end all my videos lives. I always say, stay vigilant, move militant. We have to be paying attention to our surroundings, paying attention to people, when we go inside stores, when we go to events, crowded events, from like concerts, festivals, anything like that. Like me, I went to the Caribbean Festival this past summer that happened in Boston. I stayed on the outskirts. You know what I mean? When I was much younger and the world was a little different at that time, we would partake by walking behind the floats and stuff like that. Anybody that went to a Caribbean festival, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, there's always massive, massive tons of people following the floats, from the Haitian floats to the Jamaican, Bayesian, Trini. But anyways, like I said, pay attention when y'all go out to anywhere you go out, even if it's inside of a stadium, arena. Make sure you are aware of exits and you know, things like that. It's like when you go to somebody's home, you make sure, you see where the back door is. You just, I don't know. This is how way I think. That's the way I maneuver, and I feel like I'd rather be somewhat paranoid than not at all, than to just be lax and, you know what I'm saying? Just, nonchalant, for a lack of a better word. But yeah, just pay attention. It's just crazy. And of course, there's a lot of things going on that they're not going to inform us, especially if people are watching mainstream news to be informed. The news stands for North, East, West, South. That's all it stands for. It doesn't stand for anything informative. You know what I mean? All they push out is violence and stuff like that. So propaganda, agendas, fear mongering, and those type of things. So yes, producer, let's roll the next clip, please.
The wheel, the wheel that Farrakhan been talking about, and y'all been saying this man cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Farrakhan has been broke what's happening down. If you don't know, we gonna talk. The wheel, the mother plane.
At the editorial board meeting, they said, what is all this wheel stuff you're talking about?
It was a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. When Elijah Muhammad met Master Farad Muhammad in 1931, he showed him the wheel actually in the sky. It's there now. It's a half a mile by a half a mile. It's like a city. It has 1,500 little wheels on it that are destructive bombing planes. Oh, I want you to listen. These wheels have been seen all over the earth. The white man calls them unidentified flying objects. And they are called above top secret. They don't even talk about it, and if you see them, they try to discourage you to make you think you haven't seen them. Many presidents have seen them. I said, before you can make mockery of me, you will see the wheel over your heads. Because I've never talked like this before. But it's time. They move at speeds that this world has never seen before. They have motion that this world has not seen. They take off, going straight up. And they can move right and left, forward and back, stop on a dime, move back, go forward. The mechanics, the dynamics, the aerodynamics of this has never been seen by the scientists of this world. Whether you're Russian, whether you're American, I don't give a damn who you are, you do not know this. We gave you only one book of mathematics when we gave you power to rule this world. There are 59,999 other books of higher mathematics that none of you have ever seen. The wheel has been seen over every major country on the earth. And the scientists are gathering in different parts of the world trying to figure out what's going on. There's a new vegetation on the wheel. There are new seeds on the wheel. There's new life on the wheel. You don't age on the wheel. The wheel is made by God. It's like a city in the sky, and I saw a new Jerusalem.
Bro, so evidently this has been here before. What y'all seeing in the sky, they say that's what built the Egyptian pyramids. You feel me? That's where the Aboriginals has went. They say this.
Yeah, that was a super interesting one. Now, for those who don't know, Prodigy is my favorite rapper. Um, but the beautiful thing about Prodigy, you know what I'm saying, was in the midst of him rapping, some negativity and stuff like that, he was always dropping gems. I remember the first time I heard the word Illuminati was through him. But the point that I'm making is there's interviews that Prodigy have done over the years before he passed, is that he read a book that's called Right Knowledge, and the book is written by Dr. Malachi Z. York. Now, anybody that's read his books know where I'm going with this. So I want to say in 93 or 94, I read this book. This book talks about a lot of things that I would say they came out 30 years later and say, oh, like I'll say for a good example, planet Nibiru or Nibiru, how people pronounce it, which they call Planet X. Dr. Malachi Z. York was talking about that planet in Right Knowledge books back in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is what Farrakhan is talking about is that I forgot who he said he sat down with, and they put a bunch of things in front of his hand, and they was exposing UFOs, which they switched the names now. They call UAPs now, unidentified air something. I forgot what the P stands for. But long story short, um, there's a lot of things like a lot of people, believe in UFOs. So basically, he was talking about the Three Eye Atlas, which they said was going to be here in November. Now they pushed it back to, I forgot, I think December 5th or 8th, somewhere around there. Now they saying this is supposed to come out here towards us. Okay. Now, my beliefs, if anyone knows about Project Bluebeam, which is a military project, government project, where they can project things in the sky, a lot of these things is written in books. Some people are hip to it, enlightened on it, informed on it. Some people are not. So I'm speaking to the ones who are not. But Project Bluebeam, like I said, is by the military, where you know how you might have a movie projector, like a projector where you could play movies. I know some people use their projectors to play video games, so you could project on your wall. It's kind of like when you go to a movie theater, they using a projector to project onto that screen. So the government has this I don't know if you want to call it if you want to call it a weapon. They can project anything out the sky and people will think that that's real. Okay? So my belief is that I really don't know, but I'm just giving y'all my belief, my opinion, my POV, my point of view is that they're going to project a UFO that looks real to the masses, and people are going to think and believe that that's what it is. They can project, God, they could project Jesus, they could project anything in the sky and make you think that this is exactly what it is. So that's basically what Farrakhan was talking about, like how it's been in the books. If you guys seen old paintings, I believe there's a painting, I forgot, it's an infamous painting of a guy who's walking his dog and he's looking up like this. When he's looking up, he's looking at a UFO. Okay. Now, my thing is this, right? These people, these people have kept this under wraps and said there is no such thing as UFOs and all of this other stuff, right? For years, right? Then all of a sudden, the Pentagon, the military, everybody, I guess they had a meeting. They all agreed to put this information out here and say that we do have UFOs. To me, I always question everything. Why now all of a sudden they are open with uh classified information or information that used to be classified for years? Okay. People that did have UFO encounters, people that seen aliens, people that said they was abducted, whatever, they would tell these people don't talk, don't say nothing, all these other stuff. So my question is, why now all of a sudden they admitting to us that this mothership is 3 times, 9 times bigger than Manhattan? For the people that either live in New York, y'all already know how Manhattan is, the size of Manhattan. But for the people that may not never been or did go, but maybe wasn't in that area, basically, I forgot how many base football fields that they said this mothership is that's coming our way. And this is what they're saying. So these are not my words. These are their words. Is that they come in here, they look like us, right? These are melanated, copper skinned people that is coming, and they're gonna come here. They're not gonna cause no trouble, no problems. They come in here to snatch up the star seeds. Now, for people that may not know what star seeds, the meaning, the definition is, I advise you read up on it. Like I always tell people, don't believe what somebody just tells you, even if they are telling the truth. Go do your own research because everybody learns differently. You know what I'm saying? So you can have your own meaning and break it down into what you believe or think that whatever you're reading is really about, or just to have a full understanding of what's really going on, what's not going on. Always do your own research. But they said these people are coming here, you know, and these celestial beings is coming to snatch up star seeds. I don't know. What do you think, producer? What you think? How you feel? Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to everyone in the chat. Dog Soldier, Roger W. Salute to y'all. And whoever's in the back, in the bushes hiding. What do you think? What do you feel?
I don't know. I'm just listening. I'm not sure.
Okay, you just listening? All right, no problem. So how many more clips we have, if you don't mind me asking?
You have, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get into the next one, please.
Entry denied. You have criticized the government.
Sorry, last week you purchased too much meat and now your access to your money has been denied.
You haven't let the government know about this trip and your access is denied.
You have gone over your carbon credit allowance of food this week and your access to food has been denied. A day in the life of UK school children 2035 with digital ID. You have gone over your electricity allowance this week and your access is denied. You have gone over your weekly travel limit and your access is denied.
Yeah, that footage right there is crazy, but that's something else, man. People think it's a conspiracy, it's just theories. Listen, man, they already rolling that out in the UK. The prime minister came out and already said that they saying it's for the migrants, the illegals coming in, that has to have digital ID in order to work. If they don't comply and obey to get in a digital ID, then they can't work. But this is how they get you. They're gonna roll it out. They're gonna say they're using it that way, and they're gonna push it on everyone. I went to the grocery store weeks ago. Now they have a set price for whatever they're selling, right? And then they have this thing that says digital coupon that I found was new. I forgot to send my producer the picture so she could post it while I talk about it. But anyways, y'all pay attention. If y'all go to y'all grocery stores, supermarkets, whatever, and you purchases something, pay attention to the price. They'll have a set price, and then there's the digital coupon price. So the ice cream was it was ice cream that I took the picture of. So the ice cream was $4.99, $5 plus the tax, right? But if you scan the digital coupon, you got that ice cream for $2.77. Now, people will start using these things and not even think twice, about what they're using, or digital. They'd be like, oh, digital coupon, whatever. This is what they do. They start informing us about things 10 plus years in advance. And then when it comes here, they start putting it in your face again. And then they use something, they cause something to happen like 5 years ago, lockdowns and stuff like that. And then that's when they roll out and see who complies, how many people comply, and who doesn't comply and obey. So the digital ID is coming, y'all. Anybody that thinks it's a theory or just a conspiracy, you're bugging. It's coming out here. It's already happened in other countries. China does it. They control everything. So, they saying it's for our convenience. This is what I find funny. And I meant to give this footage because I find it funny that they saying this is for your benefit. So with the digital ID, they're gonna put your birth certificate under it. They're gonna put your license under it. They're gonna put your health card under it. They saying that it's costing them too much money to give you paperwork, right? To process these, giving you physical paper of your birth certificate, your license, whatever, right? This is what they're saying. They're spending too much money on that. So they're going to make it convenient by putting all of these information on your digital ID. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have your license, birth certificate, social security, health card, and this and that. But as well, while you do that and you give up your rights for that and you take it, you say, oh, yeah, that's convenient. I don't have to have all these documents. which we've been having these documents for years. I'm in my late 40s, so I don't know why people think that's it's better that way. It's just easier, and that's how they get you because you're gonna think it's just for convenience, but other than that, they're gonna be controlling you as well. You know what I'm saying? Like they showed access denied because he did this, he did that. That's what they're gonna be doing. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So people got to start paying attention to what really matters. I know they can roll out these distractions, they could switch up the algorithms and put a lot of negativity and things that are meaningless. See me, I don't really care about the meaningless things. I care about these type of things. These are important to me, and it's not really just about me. I have little ones. So I can only imagine what 20 years from now it's going to look like. You know, you can't even say what you want to say on social media anymore. I think it was the UK, a guy was speaking on social media and said he doesn't want his tax dollars to go to digital ID and stuff like that. They put that man in jail. Y'all could look this up. Just I think he was in England, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? London, one of those places, London, England, whatever. But anyways, this man just spoke up against that, about the tax thing. And this is what happened. And Dog Soldier, I do know about the USOs. Like you said, that's underground water. What is it? Submerged object or something like that. There's a lot of USOs that comes from the ocean as well, too. So I do know about that. I just wanted you to know that I read the comment. I'm trying to stay focused here and not really get sidetracked. But I did read your comment. Just want you to know. And again, salute and peace to everyone that's coming in late. You know what I mean? Catching this live. If you please drop a like, share, comment, please, because that helps this video get at the top or into the algorithm, I should say. You know, but so you want to give your opinion on the digital ID?
No, I was just coming on to find out if you'd like me to drop the link for other people to come up.
Um, I would like let me roll the other videos and then we could do that after.
Okay. But
Yeah.
I do have a question about the digital ID, and I would love to tell the guests that's in the chat, drop your questions in the chat and I can put it on the screen.
Can you,
So,
if you don't mind reading it to me, because I can't see. I'm trying to.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If they do
So,
ask that question, but we will drop the link after we play. I think there's three more videos, if I'm not mistaken. So after we
yeah.
play the videos, we can talk about these videos, or we could talk about other topics. I will just say, please just be mindful. Because of community guidelines, there's certain things we can't say, and things like that. Find another word. So if we're talking about 5 years ago, talk about the Jabberwocky, say it in the code words. And we know most of the people that follow me, we from the same community. So we already know, but go ahead. Your
So
question.
my question is, this digital ID is going to start out as a chip, in which we already have chips on our credit card. Does
Correct.
this chip end up inside of our body?
Um, that I really don't know. I've seen, we could talk about the mark of the beast that's in the Bible if, people subscribe to it. To me, I look at if I read the Bible and I read that, there's other ways. I'll give you an example. Um, 5 years ago, right? The um the jabs that they was giving people 5 years ago, they put nano things in people. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. You know what I mean? So either which way, if you got it and if you didn't, I feel like this is for the people that, don't comply and don't obey. You know what I'm saying? So they still want to, because again, it's not just that they put in a chip, or you're going to have a chip that they can track everything. They want to control. This falls under the New World Order that we was told about by Bush Sr. in 89, 88, 89, 90. You know what I'm saying? But people, again, some people were paying attention, some people weren't, and again, these people start 20 years in advance. They slowly but surely start slowing. So things that he talked about back then been happening and is happening, just like the guy said in the video. Their marks was what, 2015? They missed their mark with certain things. So they had to implement it in 2020. They had to speed it up 5 years later, in 2020. that was that was like a exercise, for lack of a better word, to see who conforms and who doesn't, you know. So it should be nothing new. Nobody should be surprised. This is the thing again that I have. We talk on about these things on platforms, but how many people go out there and actually protest and is active? Because a lot of people that's complaining, that I've asked, have you been protesting in your city, in your state? Oh, nah, man, I got to work and this and that. Now I get it. You need to work to make your money and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, what they going to do 20, 30 years from now may not affect us because we may not be around, you know. But if you have little ones like I do, I have a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old, that's going to affect them. You know what I mean? So I'm worried about that. Like I said, we don't have our freedom of speech no more. We can't really say what we want to say. The constitutional rights, you know, our protected rights have been remixed like so many times. But again, the powers that shouldn't be, I like to say, they doing what they do need to do, and they don't care about us, and they don't care about others. It's more about them control, because that's what the whole digital ID is about. It's about control, 24-hour surveillance. Like I said, they're gonna tell you when you try to go to if you try to go to the hospital and you did something, they're gonna deny you. They could deny you. You see how the video says, oh, your access has been denied, you know? So they're gonna be controlling what you do and what you don't do. Um, but like I said about the putting the injection, uh, Elon Musk already have that, by the way. It just popped in my head. Elon Musk have that. It's called Neuralink, where they chip you through your brain. So it's already out there. And then there's a guy that actually, if y'all want to go research, y'all could research. He offered himself to be chipped, and they put it in the back here. It's called Neuralink, Nero, or it might be U Link. But anyways, Elon Musk is behind that. So for anybody that want to know, y'all could look that up. Um, so what you want to do? That's it? Did I answer your question, or you have another one for me?
No, you answered my question. You have several comments in the chat.
Okay, what you want? You want to read them real quick?
Talib is saying some stuff. He said the chip, I guess, has something to do with the driver's license. He made a mistake and put driver's seat, and then he corrected himself and said driver's license.
Yeah, they gonna chip the driver's seat, man.
Hi, T. Hi.
Salute, salute, salute T, salute to
And
live,
so
salute to everybody else
he
coming
said,
in.
"My bad, I meant driver's license." It's nice
Nah,
to
you
see
you
that
were right,
Talib was
Talib. You said
laughing.
it right. They're gonna chip the driver's seats, brother. Nah, but no, yeah, they already got that's the digital ID is what he's talking about, or the new ID, I should say. The new ID, that's another form of chip that they put. That's why they said if you don't have that, you can't travel. But that's not the truth. I've said it before. I've uploaded videos that this lady was on MSNBC explaining that. So if you do not have the new ID, and you thought that if you didn't have it, you can't travel, that's a lie. You actually can travel. And I know this personally because my mom, my sisters, they actually traveled recently, about a month ago. If you what you have to do is if you don't have a passport, you have to get a passport. We know that the passport is used for when you're going out the country, but because if you do not have the new ID, you actually have to have your passport to fly domestically. And for those that don't know, domestically means it means from wherever you live, say from New York to Miami, Miami to Cali. So, and then they also said if you don't have the new ID, you're not going to be you can't enter federal buildings. Same thing. If you have other documents that is that you have, they will still let you in. So for a perfect example, like I said, you can use your passport or other forms of identification that lets them know that that is who you are. So you still could travel if you do not have the new ID. You just have to have a passport that is a valid passport, not an expired one. It has to be valid. So I advise a lot of y'all, if y'all want to not get the new ID but want to travel, and again, just get a passport, and you could speed up the process. I know a lot of places, like in my state, you have to go through the post office to do that. So, and always, like I said, call how I found the information out. I called TSA myself. You know what I mean? I called them, asked them, yo, if I want to fly and I don't have the new ID, you know, can I still fly? They said, yeah, as long as you have a passport that is not expired, you know, and when you do get a passport, they give you 10 years before you have to renew it. So I think that's a good deal. You know, I think it's from 150 to 250 that you pay, you get your passport. Or if you just say F that, I'm just gonna drive everywhere, then there you go. Just drive everywhere, I guess. You know what I mean?
Talib said it's also a collection of data on your behavior and
Correct.
personality. Miss
Correct.
J said, "Hi, she coming in late. Is this about the real ID?" Yes, it is, Miss J.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely. You know, Maybach always has to research, 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 and then burn my ears up when I'm supposed to be missing in action.
Nah, but you still could travel, like I said. If Miss J missed it, what I was just saying is that or you could just catch the replay, but you still could travel if you do not have the new ID. You just have to get a passport to fly domestically. You don't have to get the passport to fly. But if you get it and you want to take a trip out of the country, you already got it. But to go from I know she's on the West Coast, so from where she's at to fly to the East Coast, if you don't have the new ID, you could still fly, but you have to have a passport as a form of another form of identification. But like Talib said, it's to keep tabs on you because that's what they do in China. They control everything. There's a viral video where this lady went to the rest to the supermarket and she couldn't purchase anything. I think it was something that had to do with her brother. Her brother did a crime or something, and they penalized her for it. It was something pertaining to that. You know, y'all could go research it. You know, I'm not. I know it was something like that. She didn't do nothing wrong, but it was because her brother did something. You know, and that's a family member. So yeah, they penalized her for something like yeah. It's just crazy, man. But yeah, it's to keep 24-hour surveillance on you, to keep track of all your movements. They can deny you from doing whatever you want to do. So how we move freely now, we do what we want to do. Now, if you go into a concert, you don't got a ticket, you know you're not going to get in. But imagine you have the ticket and then they scan your ID and it says access denied because you was speeding and you caught a ticket. Yeah, like this is real, folks. People think this shit is a game. It's not, man. This is real. This is gonna be reality soon. And like I said, it's already happening in other countries. So people think what happens in other countries, oh, that's over there. It's not gonna come over here. It's not gonna affect me. Stop thinking like that, man. Stop thinking. You know, because this is the plan.
T
Any
says, I think, I'm sorry to cut your
No, you good. No,
wisdom.
you good. You good.
It says, I think, T says, I think the passport itself are chipped to my opinion on that. But
Correct.
you know
Correct.
what?
Correct. They
Not
all are. All of it. Credit
okay.
cards. Yeah, credit cards. Sorry. Go ahead. Say what you was gonna say.
No, no,
Mm.
no. I had this is probably going to sound irrelevant to you guys in the chat, but this makes me think about that episode in Dark Mirror where your social media ranking had a score and it connected to your chip. So if
Mm,
your social media score wasn't up to par, then you would lose privileges in your real life,
yeah.
i.e., where they could take money from you or do
Mm.
something with this chip. So I wonder if your social standing is
Yes, it's
gonna have
all of that.
something to do with it,
It's all of
sorta
that. Remember?
like
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
so
Pardon,
so is
Sean.
that why Trump is always screaming my reputation, "You're just trying to destroy my social media," and he created Trump Social? I'm just wondering how that would play in it because I know it sounds ridiculous today, but
Mhm.
tomorrow what was ridiculous previously isn't,
Yeah.
because we
Well,
never expected to be here.
yeah. Well, all of that's part of the rollout. And you know, a lot of truth and facts they put in movie, they expose you by, you know, they put it in the movie, you know what I'm saying, to get you to see it. So when you see it in reality, you're not foreign to it. You're not, oh, what is this? You get what I'm saying? Such as I'm gonna give you a perfect example. What's the name of the movie? It's with Tom Hanks, right? Where I think me and you talk about this, where Tom Hanks go back in time and stop crimes from happening. Minority Report, right? There's cars that they show you in that movie that they have cars ready right now. They just waiting to be authorized, right? Futuristic cars, screens that just pops up, right? like a hologram, and he's doing this in the movie. They have all of these things. They just haven't rolled it out to us. But that's how they get you. They roll these things out in movies. Now, the simple-minded person, that's I'm being super polite by saying super-minded
That is
person.
not nice.
Yes, it is.
The
So,
misinformed person.
okay, well, misinformed person who sees it is going to say, "Oh, that's Hollywood. It's only in the movie." No, I remember watching the Jetsons. A lot of us is around the same age. We remember the Jetsons. You know what I'm saying? With the flying this, flying that. They got all of that. There's a viral video of a soldier that was invisible. You could see it on a camera, right? This is in Afghanistan. He all you see is the tank rolls up, right? The military, it was a US military tank that rolls up, another one behind it. The top of the tank popped off, and you could see the outlining of the soldier come out of that tank, come down, hops down, and runs, and then does what he needs to do, comes back, hop on top, gets into the tank, pulls the lid down, the top down, and the tank start driving off. Where did people see that? I remember seeing that in like GI Joe. You get what I'm saying? So there's things that we done seen again, especially with technology. They present it to us and it's new to us. We're seeing it for the first time. But just know, whatever technology they rolled to us today, present time, they already had it for years in advance. I'll give you a perfect example. The hybrid car. I posted it on my community wall. The same truck that Elon Musk came out with, the Cyber truck, they had the same style truck in the early, I think late 1800s or early 1900s, they had it. Okay. So I'm talking about like 1910, whatever, somewhere around there. They had the same style truck. Now that's new to us, the Cyber truck, the style and everything. But if people do, history and you do your research, you do your reading, you would have been already exposed to it, and stuff like that. So, but yeah,
Roger said Johnny Quest was using a cell phone, but you realize
there you go.
The Jetsons were FaceTiming, right?
Correct. They
Were
had all
they
of
on the
those.
screen?
Correct. They had all of that. Matter of fact, the Apple, the first form of Apple ever shown to us was on The Simpsons. The Simpsons showed FaceTiming too, as well. They showed the Apple phone. It wasn't like they showed the Apple with the symbol, but I'm saying they showed Homer or whoever on The Simpsons using the phone. Matter of fact, they probably remember this too. There's a viral video of one of Tyson's fights in the 90s. I want to say it's like 94, 95. Infamous fight. There's a person in the crowd, and this footage this is why I say it's so viral, because the way the cameraman was on top of the ring to get a close-up on Tyson, and I forgot who Tyson was fighting. Y'all could probably help me in the chat. So Tyson is fighting somebody. So the cameraman is standing like this way. So he's pointing at to catch Tyson, the close-up, because Tyson like was coming up to the guy. Literally over Tyson's shoulder, there's a guy who's holding like a white phone. And at that time, we had no camera phones. They saying, was that a time traveler? See, these type of things I believe in. The reason why I believe in, for lack of a better word, I'll say believe when it comes to time travelers and all of that. Nikolai Tesla supposedly had, remember, he had the best German scientist and all of that. And Nikolai, I said, who I said? Nikolai, I said Nikolai Tesla, Putin or whoever. I mean, Germany had the best scientists right over there, and Nikolai Tesla being one of them. A lot of them came over here. Werner von Braun is one of them. He came from over here. They changed their identity, and that's the man who created NASA, Werner von Braun. Okay, and stuff like that. So a lot of these guys was working on a lot of that type of technology, especially Nikolai Tesla. He showed you how you can conduct free energy and stuff like that. His death is a mystery. And you guess whose father bought a lot of Nikolai Tesla's inventions? Let me see if you could guess. I know Talib is one of the people in the chat that knows. Roger, some of them know. But guess who bought a lot of Nikolai Tesla's inventions? Guess who holds control of it? Can you take a guess?
Trump.
His father purchased it. Trump probably have it now. So it's still connected, but his father purchased a lot of Nikolai Tesla's inventions and stuff like that. Yeah. And then you know who's going to get it next. and they already showing his son's face a lot. Barron Trump. There's a book that was written by a man named Barron Trump, where something's gonna happen in the world, and somebody's gonna be the president. Listen, man, yo, I be doing a lot of reading, man. When I say I read, or I be around people like-minded that be we share all these informations. We're not looking at each other like, oh, that's far-fetched, that will never happen. We're more like, yo, the way it's looking, it looks like it's going that way. So, but yeah, it's a lot going on in the world, man. The whole
Next
world's a state.
video.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something, okay? I'm going to show you something that I think can help you contextualize what's going on around you. This is an international world atlas published by Rand McNally. Here you go. Published in 1941 for the first time, and 1947 most recently. That's what this edition is, okay? I want you to look at these flags and see if you notice an Israeli flag or a Palestinian flag. You won't. Because at the time that this was published, there was no Israel. Look right here. Where's Israel? It didn't exist. It was called Palestine. So we're going to go to page 125. And we're just going to take a look. Okay? Palestine. Now, I want you to look at the names of the towns. They're all in Arabic. If you want an example of what happened to all of these towns after 1948, look up Tantura. It was a fishing village that was depopulated, forcibly, ethnically cleansed, okay? You don't see the West Bank here, do you? Because this is Palestinian territory, all of it. Palestine. And yes, you're going to see Judea here. Because prior to the invention of the so-called State of Israel, Jews, Christians, and Muslims lived in peace in Palestine.
Heard that, right? They used to live in peace before. They used to live in peace. And then all of a sudden, and that's what I was taught as well, too. It wasn't called what we know it now, and they had all of the land in the territory. Israel actually was created by one of the people that was involved with that is the Rothschild. And there's a video of him being interviewed that was shown all around the world where he said they created it. So y'all could look that up too. The Rothschild dude that passed away, I forgot his name, his first name, but he was involved in creating Israel. And we all know the people that they show out there these days, that's not the real, Israelis. There's 12 tribes, and I'll just leave it at that. The ones who knows who the true Israelites are. You know what I'm saying? The true Israelis are. And it's not who they show you. It's not the guy who's the president. All these people came whenever they came, and that was years later. And I want to say I forgot what year Israel was actually created. I want to say it was 19. I believe it definitely was like after that book, like the lady said, from 1941 to 1947. The book was published in 1941, and then the second time was 1947. And they showed you all the flags. You seen the Haitian flag, Jamaica. They showed all the countries. Israeli flag was not in that at all. And like she said, they didn't even have one. But yeah. Anyone who knows why they've been beefing for all these years and who's backing who and all this other stuff, and you know what I mean. So it's just nasty work, man. It's nasty work. It sounds like our story, you know. They want to claim something like they found it. No, I found this. No, this was already here. And when I came here, I saw people here. So it's the same thing, man. That's why I try to inform my children. I can't control other people, but I inform my children of the truth. So, when we have the show about what are we teaching our children and do we tell them the truth, things like that, I tell them the truth. You know what I mean? How the Most High supposedly looked just because of where they say he was from, and you had to be some form of melanated. I'm talking about deep melanated for you to live in that type of environment. These people can't strive. Why you think Bill Gates and the professors trying to block the sun? Because these people can't survive. We can. We get enlightened. We get healed from the sun. We need that natural vitamin D from the sun. They can't take it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was a good one too. What do you feel about that one? You like that one?
I love it. And aren't the people that the small hat people,
Hmm.
weren't they originally Khazars?
The small hats.
Yeah,
Listen, man.
Khazars.
I mean, listen. We all have some form of things in us. I don't think we fully are what we. You know what I mean? Like I know me. I have the Haitian blood in me, but before it was Haiti, that's like a new name. It was called Española. And at that time it was occupied by Taínos. You know what I'm saying? I might have Taíno blood in me because they was all around the Caribbean islands at those times. You know what I'm saying? There's Taínos to this day in Haiti, Jamaica, uh, Dominican Republic, and stuff like that. So they probably come from that, you know. I can't answer that, but that's why I said like we all ain't just what we think we are. For a lack of a better word, a lot of us are mutts, and I'm not talking about sending your swab being swabbed to 23 and Me or whatever the hell it's called or whatever. Now they in a lawsuit, for keeping people's DNAs and doing whatever they did. I'm talking about knowing, your family tree. We knew our family tree and where we come from our grandmothers and our great grandparents. You know what I mean? Nobody was talking about sending their DNA to some company and the company telling you, yeah, you 5% European, you 80% Nigerian and all of this other stuff. Like, I feel like Haitians, we are related somewhat like cousins to West Africa, Nigerians and stuff like that. That we do have some form of connection. Do I know that for a fact? I don't know. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But we've been studied for how many years? When I say study, they've been dissecting us like frogs, and there was a video I sent you. I think you seen it for yourself where a pale skinned lady or a bunch of pale skinned ladies is in a video that's gone viral now that are taking melanin drops. So now they don't have to sit in the sun to suntan and sunbathe. They
That's
don't
the
have to
next
go.
video.
Oh, okay. So I'll let them see for themselves. That video is wicked and crazy. Yeah, we could roll that video,
Okay.
please. Yeah.
To the person watching this right now, go look up drinkable melanin. Drinkable melanin. And then ask yourself, where you think they got that from? Look at the smiles on their faces while they taking it and everything. Just soak it all in. And ask yourself, where you think they got that from? And how do you feel about it?
Crazy.
What in the actuality is going on here? They're really selling melanin drops, y'all. And it's watermelon flavor. Are you kidding me?
Drink your tan. I think what we all want is a better tan with less sun exposure. I found these tanning drops from Zaria. You literally just put it in your water and you drink it every day. It helps to increase the melanin production in your skin because it has beta carotene in it. So you're gonna tan faster and it'll stay around longer and you won't have to have as much sun exposure, which is damaging to your skin. It literally tastes like watermelon. It's supposed to take about 5 to 7 days to see results, but you do get better results if you have some sun exposure. I'm totally down to drink my tan if that means that I have less sun exposure, less skin damage, less wrinkles.
Y'all, if y'all do not have the Sierra tanning drops, you're missing out, okay? Like, seriously, this has given me a great glow, and I've only been in the sun one time, okay? All it's doing is increasing the melanin in your body, which is the pigment that produces your tan. So it's just helping those cells out, because the older we get, we tan less, or it's harder to tan. So scoop these up. I just take them, you can put them in water, but I just take them just like this, because I drink a lot of water. Do it morning and evening. All right.
I have to go do yard work today, so I'm going to be out in the sun. But before I do that, I want to get my melanin boosted. And to do that, I use my Zeria Sunless Tanning Drops. They are drinkable. They're in the flavor watermelon. You get 60 mLs in one bottle. All of the ingredients are natural, and these are vegan. The main ingredient in here, DHA, it is FDA approved. It is used in a lot of sunless tanning products. With consistent daily use, people can see results in as little as 5 to 7 days, but you need to remember that we all have different
So
skin.
why drink it now? Are the lotions not working? Look at this, y'all. It's actually kind of working. I don't know how long she's been taking it for, but look at that. That's crazy. And you guys know what's really in these bottles, right? You wonder why they're selling out? You wonder why 800 to 1 million melanated people go missing every single year? What are they really ingesting? Because the way this thing gives them that type of color, you cannot tell me it's not magic. And melanin is magic, y'all. I mean, look at that. The attitude and everything. Y'all see that? So what's next, y'all? What else are y'all gonna make? Let me know down in the comments below, y'all.
Yo,
Run, ninjas, run!
I want you to go. I want you to give your POV on that. Go
No,
ahead.
I just told you, run, ninjas, run, because they
Mhm.
coming for us.
That's
They
that's
coming.
that's all you got to say. You don't got nothing else.
Oh man, no, I don't want to get into it, but melanin is very important, and
Listen, I'm not shocked or surprised, and nobody in this chat or nobody that's gonna see this should be shocked or surprised. These people don't like us, but they damn sure want to copy and be us. Okay. This melanin thing, I've heard this has been going on. They used to drain it back in the times, early times. I'm talking about early. Don't know specific dates, but I remember reading up about, you know, sucking the melanin or draining the melanin out of a person. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. I remember, what is it? Kim K eating her own placenta after having a baby, like it was kept. So these people do these wicked things. I'm not shocked or surprised at all. The dude saying it's actually working. The first lady actually says when you take it 5 days later, you see the difference. So I guess it starts kicking in 5 days later. You didn't see one. Everyone else was adding it to their water and stirring and drinking it. There was one, she wants it to be activated at the snap of a finger.
immediately.
Yeah, she's been putting a bunch of drops. Like, I drink a lot of water anyways, guys. They looking at her, probably telling her in the chat, like,
But
yo, you're supposed to add that to water. But go ahead.
on a deeper level,
Hmm.
I'm wondering, are they able to tap in because they're taking the melanin?
No. I don't want to say no. I have no, I don't
What do
know.
they? What do they get? What if they are getting some of our downloads, but
Hmm.
don't
Maybe.
have the idea of how to perceive those things? I'm just
Correct.
wondering because melanin does a lot,
Correct.
so it's disgusting. But I'm just wondering
Well,
how
that's why they
far.
flavor it though for them. I mean, it's flavored melanin. That's why the one the dude said, "Oh, it's watermelon." You know what I mean? They probably got all different flavors to take away from. Listen, at the end of the day, I put it like this, right? Uh, and people should know this by now. There's a lot of drinks, right? From Gatorade and different type of companies. I'll just leave it by saying different type of companies. I already mentioned one. This is pure facts. Well, allegedly. They use fetus for flavoring, not just in the drinks, but they use fetus for flavoring, again, allegedly, chips, um, in different things. So I don't find that any different. You get what I'm saying with the flavoring. Celsius drink. If anybody's drinking that, I advise you to stop drinking that. Go look up a video about Celsius. What is one of the ingredients they actually use to make it is waste. No lie. They take waste, they bring it to a plant, they process that waste, and they add it to the Celsius drink. Y'all can look this up for real. It's actually on my page where I uploaded it for people that do drink. See, there's a lot of these things I stopped drinking a long time ago. Soda being one of them. I remember we was doing an experiment, and our teacher came in with like a rusted metal, like it was like a muffler pipe, and we poured Coca-Cola and Pepsi on it and it just took it off. You can actually use Coca-Cola and Pepsi to clean your toilet bowl. No lie. There's so much chemicals in it. There's a bunch of processed things that they put in it. They said if you put Coca-Cola, what else you could pour it on? And it will like eat away at the aluminum. So I don't see it any different with these. These people again, they don't like us, but they want to be us. A lot of them they want to look youthful, I would say too. So a lot of that has to do with, how they want to like slower their aging process. You know what I mean? Like we got to ask for like you being a woman, a lot of women use certain makeups, especially those anti-wrinkle. What is in that? You know what I mean? What makes the wrinkle go away? We don't know what's in a lot of those stuff they saying they found human DNA. They talking about it, it's in fast food places. So again, I've been asking people. I personally have a friend who works at the cemetery, and I asked him, I said, bro, there's no possible way they're building all of these houses, complex buildings, office spaces, but they're not building new cemeteries. You can't tell me everyone is being going in there. Now I know some people are getting cremated. Now there's some that's another video I uploaded on my thing. What they say they do with the ashes from someone being cremated. Y'all could go watch that. Y'all could look for it, search for it, and watch that. The guy blatantly says it on the video. When someone gets cremated, we buy all of that and we use it and put in different products. Yes, different things. These people, listen, man. The crazy thing is, this is the only place that is doing all of this wickedness. Remember, I was telling you, bread. Bread is banned. The bread that we eat out here, like potato bread, Wonder Bread, those type of bread is banned in 60 other countries just because of the processed things that they put in it. Okay, all of the additives, preservatives, all of that stuff they banned. And when you go to those countries and you eating things, you're like, yo, why does this taste so good? They could not even use seasoning on it and it still will be good. Why? Because it's fresh, it's natural. You know what I mean? It's organic. Remember I told you when I was in Haiti and my grandmother, God rest the dead, she had a butcher come and slaughter the cow, whatever have you, and all the meat, all the good meat went into one bucket, intestines, all the nasty stuff went into another bucket, and she made that, and she made like ground beef with it. It tastes way better than the beef that I was eating out here. Why? It's not being shot with hormones. It's not being shot up with preservatives, so the meat can last from going from one place to a whole nother place before you purchase it and put it into your fridge. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So, and I remember not seeing that many blood either from the inside. Like, look at ground beef next time you go buy it. They already saying they adding pink slime to it. You know what I mean? To make it have that bright red color to get your attention, because red is one of them chakra colors too. And it's a negative chakra color. If you look at the chakra chart, it's down here by our privates, the red. The highest form is, I believe it's purple, of part of our chakra, the different colors on our chakra body. You know what I mean? So listen, man, again, we live in a demonic time, demonic era. It's getting crazy. At least we from an era where they was, of course we was young, and dumb and we didn't pay attention to certain things. But life was way different then. You know what I mean? Compared to now, you know. So listen, man, that last video was real wicked, man. That's why I had to send that to you. That it was real crazy. You know, like I said, the lady that just was like, forget putting it in the water. I don't want the water to dilute it. I wanted straight drops. That was listen, that was crazy.
Should I open up the church doors?
Salute, Raf, salute. Um, yeah, if you want to. I know you got to produce another show, so I'll be on here for a little bit more. Whoever wants to come up can come up. We could talk about the different videos that was played real quick because I know you got to produce another show. You're doing double duty work tonight. Doing a great job as well too. Gotta let you know that producer.
Stop sweating me.
Oh, word. That's what's up. See, can't give a can't give a black person no props, man. You give them props. This is what happens. Throw it in your face. I'm complimenting her, y'all. Y'all heard that? I'm happy everybody's live. Well, I'm live that they on this live and they heard that. Said stop sweating me.
So the link is in the comment if you like to come up on the screen and have a
Sure.
discussion
Correct.
with
Correct.
Maybach. Today, tonight, I supposed to be behind the scenes, but as you can see, I got my year right shirt on because I knew I wasn't going to be. I
Oh
was going to
yeah.
have to come on screen.
I
So
just peeped
yeah,
that.
right.
I just peeped that. Salute, Tiff. What's going on, my Libra sis, man? Good
Thank
Libra.
you to live. You coming up? Anybody's coming up? And you got time because I think the show is canceling.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, all right. Well, still, I don't want to, hold you up. You've been doing a lot of work. Been running around today, so I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh yeah, we will be back next week, y'all. My co-host, my partner in crime, PNC. I don't want to say too much, but she produced this show behind the scenes for me. But next week we still will be live next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel. She will definitely have a crazy topic for y'all to engage into. I wanted to roll out something so you guys could see, but she told me she don't want to for us to roll it out. To the person. So we will roll that out maybe next week. What are you thinking? Next week's good or no?
I think next week will be good.
Okay, okay.
If you like for me to show the photo, I can, so you could spark some thought, but that is up to you.
All right. Talib said, good job, great job. Hold on, what you say about sparks and what? What are you saying again?
I said spark some thought. I can try to pull up the photo.
Okay.
And
Sparks and
then
thought.
yes, if that's
So
what
so
you
we're
would
gonna
like
we're
to
gonna let
do.
them know then. That's still letting them know. We could do that. You could show the picture if you don't want to roll the video yet. We could show them a picture. Should I just let them inform them so they have some form of idea what we talking about?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So to everybody here still in the chat, I appreciate y'all. Um, Miss J, salute. She said 5 for me. Um, so I had started a business, right? It was well, I don't want to say I started a business. So I came up with an idea. Well, I did. I started selling some things or whatever. And Peach liked the product. She was happy with the product. So she had gave me some ideas to further, this business, this company. So I asked her, I said, hey, you might as well, be part of it. So we are going to sell natural shea butter. So we are business partners now, co-owners. of 1804 Essentials, right? So that's the name of the company, 1804 Essentials. You want to finish it or you want me to continue?
Continue. It took us 82,000 hours to come up with the name because someone was being very difficult.
I wasn't being difficult. I just we had to have that type of name. Bong. That when
But
they
you
see.
didn't want it feminine. I'm gonna be honest. I was coming up with all this feminine vibe stuff.
Oh, I'm glad you're saying the truth. I'm glad you're telling them the truth and not lying. But yeah, so either which way, we're business partners now. And like I said, our company name is 1804 Essentials. We are selling 100% natural shea butter. Um, so we in the process of still doing the website. I want to shout out the person who created our logo. I know he doesn't want the recognition. I'm not going to put his name out there, but it's by a good brother. I love the job that he did. He's a good dude. You know what I mean? He did it out of
Rec
love.
mob. Rec
Huh?
mob.
Yeah, yeah,
Rec
yeah.
mob.
Rec mob member. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, did the logo. Appreciate that person for doing it. Salute to him. But yeah, man, we just want y'all to know. So when we do have the website up and running, the IG, the Instagram, and all the socials, media, that it will be all over. Because we Peach she wants it everywhere. You know what I mean? She wants it in CVS. She wants it in your local Walgreens. She wanted it in Walmart, which is a great thing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing because you got to think big for big things to happen. You know what I mean? And that's how the power of the tongue, power of words, and when you put it out there in the universe, that's how it comes to fruition. If you don't think big, then I think you got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Even if somebody's be like, and this is another thing too, I want to say, and this is from like my heart, like I find it beautiful when you could build a rapport and a bond with someone that don't know you, for a long time, like you didn't grow up with them, but you share an idea or you give them an idea and they just, might get quiet and you're like, damn, does this person like the idea? And next thing you know, they calling you with a whole game plan of how this can giving you steps and guides of how the idea can grow or it can actually happen. You know what I mean? So again, you know, be mindful of who you might share your dreams because remember, you might share your dream that's your dream with a family member or friends and they knock your dream down and say, oh, that will never work. Don't try to detach from people like that. Be around people that's like-minded, that you're on the same frequency. That doesn't mean that everything's going to be perfect. They could, there's going to be times where, you can agree to disagree with these people. But what I'm saying is these people will support your dream, even though it's your dream. They could come with a guideline, a whole game plan, a whole blueprint for you to take steps to make it happen, and they support you along the way too. So I say that to say that, when Peach purchased it, I told Peach, I said, I don't have, the right containers, this and that. She said, don't worry about that, just send it to me how you send it to me, whatever. And I shared that with her, and you know what I mean, she was like, yo, this is a good product, whatever have you. I don't want to keep going on, but I'm just saying, like, it's dope that she used it, liked it, and supported, and was giving me ideas on how I can brand, how I can do this, how I can do that. And I was like, well, damn, you got all of these things that I wasn't even thinking about like that on a grand scheme. So hey, how about, I'm gonna tell y'all, she said I want to be down like Brandy, but not in that way. Not I want to be down with what you know. I want to say on a business form, she wanted to be down because I don't want nobody to think nothing crazy like, oh, she wanted to be down like Brandy. I remember the lyrics to that song, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So I said, hey, why don't we partner up in this thing? We go, you be the other co-founder or you be, my business partner. And it's beautiful. So connect with people that's like-minded or support what you got going on, because there'll be family members and close friends that you personally know that you might have something going on and they want it for free. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to support. And it's just like, wow. So just because we share the same blood, you want this for free? You know, so I always say, man, love on the people that love on you, support the people that support you, rock with the people that, you rock with. And it makes for a better friendship, and whatever else, even if it's a relationship with that person, it makes better. Again, you're not going to totally agree on everything, but it's for the
No,
most
we
part.
argue. We
Yeah,
argue. We
yeah,
argue about stupid stuff
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
food choices.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I'm a picky eater, so But yeah, man, I just wanted to put that out there, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope that she had that vision, you know. And I don't believe in coincidence. Once I had the mind frame that I have, everything happens for a reason. It's kind of like when you lose one or two friends that you might have to separate from because they still doing dumb things or whatever. Don't like get down on that, because the two that you lost, you're gonna gain four great ones. So that's how I look at things. You know what I mean? I don't dwell on stuff. I did too many years, doing that. I don't do that no more. It's moving forward. So that is our business. Like I said, 1804 Essentials. It's gonna be a .com. Like I said, the website is in what you call it, construction mode. Right? We on building mode with that. And IG will be coming. And like I said, all socials, all whatever. Like I said, we want this shea butter everywhere. You know what I mean? We want it everywhere. You heard? So, you know, anything you want
Talib
to
is on here with you, not to cut you off.
salute to Lib. I think his your mic might
Peace,
be
peace.
off.
Yeah, no, I was just listening. That's
Okay.
great. Congratulations on the business you guys started. Awesome.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, she's a great woman, man. You know what I mean? She purchased the product, she liked it, you know what I mean? So I was, and then she came up with some ideas, and I was like, wow, it was only right that I put it down. It was only smart. You know what I mean? You gotta have, again, from the Warren Buffetts and all these multi-billionaires, the number one thing that I hear them talk about is, yeah, they talk about how they got to where they got and the money that they make, but they also recognize and acknowledge the people that help them get there. And it's only right, because people will tell you they did something on their own. That's a goddamn lie. That homeless man you could have talked to could have gave you some knowledge and helped you move forward. I don't never see me. I'm a person. I put other people in front of me. I don't need to shine. I don't need to be the man and all this other stuff. It is what it is to people like that. I'm talking about me. I like to put people on, and I like to shine where we all sit at the same table and we all eating the same type of food, instead of me and Talib being at the grown folks table while Peach and someone else is at the kiddie table. Nah, you sitting over here. Order that lobster. Or we could just move the way we supposed to move. You know what I mean? And everybody shine. It's not fair if I'm wearing the gold chain and y'all don't have not one gold chain. You know what I mean? So everybody's got to shine. So that's the way I am.
I feel that. That's a noble way to be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh I have my thoughts on things, you know.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what you're saying,
Hmm.
you know.
Salute, man. What you wanted to add, man? You want to talk about one of the videos or all of them?
Oh, the video stuff. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, the digital ideas, that's pretty much done.
Hmm.
Uh the stuff people talking about is extreme cases, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, they like to put us into extreme cases so that they can normalize it
Hmm.
and
Right.
desensitize you to the idea, right?
Correct. Correct.
So the digital ID has been around since the Me Too campaign.
Mm.
It was the
Okay.
first example of it being used, where
Mm.
the internet was targeting people,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
ruining their lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what
I,
I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah.
Like the way they introduce us into things, it's sort of like the way artificial intelligence. It's been introduced to us. See, you're under the assumption that it got started in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
In November 2020, ChatGPT launched.
Yeah.
That's where you think AI was born, right? So in your mind, you're thinking Grok, you're thinking ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Manus, all these other, these are the people that invented artificial intelligence. You don't know and realize that artificial intelligence has been online since 1988.
Mm. Mm.
That they've been working on artificial intelligence since the 1950s. Do you understand? One of the people who proposed the issue of artificial intelligence in science fiction noveling from the 30s up to the 60s or 70s, I believe. I think he died in the 70s, but was Isaac Asimov. He's one of the most prolific science fiction writers that ever lived. He wrote
Mm-hmm.
thousands of stories,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? He's the one that came up with the three laws.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go back to the Outer Limits, they had a episode called The Soldier, which
Mm-hmm.
was about a machine that came back from the future to stop some future event from happening, which is
Mm-hmm.
totally based off the Terminator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the idea of this has been implanted in us for a long, long time, and they was using it for a long time.
Correct.
Now, now, now we looking at it and we going, oh, this is now just happening. By the time you catch up to the ideal of being a digital ID,
Mm-hmm.
there'll be a generation that's already know nothing but digital ID.
Correct. Correct.
You
Correct.
know, we're
Yeah.
these conversations now are being literally, we are in fifth generational warfare.
Mm.
And you have to understand what that means. See, that's a war against the public
Mm-hmm.
done by the government
Correct.
using propaganda as
Mm-hmm.
its weapon and psyops.
Correct.
And we are in fifth generational warfare, right? And so if you don't unplug, you're being mind controlled. You're gonna say you're not being, but you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are always in a state of hypnosis. You go in and out of hypnosis all the time. Example case of hypnosis, you're driving in the car, you're thinking about what you got to do, you listening to the song, you humming the lyrics. Where in that scenario are you driving the car?
Mm-hmm.
You're not. You're on autopilot, right? You're
Yeah.
in a state of hypnosis. Now, when you hear hypnosis, they had to prepare you so you wouldn't realize it was something that could actually happen to you. So you get these crazy ass movies and these weird ass scenarios where people fall out and cluck around like a chicken, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they fall asleep and you hear these weird stories. Oh, I was like, oh, no, that's not how hypnosis works. You're very much conscious and aware the way you are when you're driving or you're brushing your teeth, thinking about your day,
Mm-hmm. Correct.
right? It's about being able to give that part of your mind that produces the world you experience a suggestion. And that's what they're doing with us. They give you the suggestion of the digital ID, then you go off and run with it. Now you filter out everything that says there is no digital ID. You only see things enforcing there is a digital ID because they know how to work your reticular activating system.
Mm.
Right? I tried to tell you, here's a movie you need to check out if you never see. You might not be able to find it, but you can still find it on YouTube. It's called Branded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Watch that movie so you can understand that everything around you is just marketing. And the ultimate goal of every company is to make their competition illegal. See, that's how they formed the USSR,
Mm-hmm.
right? And those guys came over here and they worked with GM. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
They worked with the very companies. They brought all of those people that formed the USSR, Lenin, and all of these guys. They all came here and taught them their tricks,
Mm-hmm.
right? We don't have a movement in history you could go study in history that wasn't spawned by advertising. The women's right movement was spawned by advertising. The women's right movement actually was formed to sell more cigarettes.
Yeah. I remember the same guy that they use to do
Mhm.
that. He's the one they use to do the breakfast one too. To
Right.
say
And where
that,
did dating come from? Where did
huh?
dating come from? Where did dating come from?
Dating, like
Yeah.
dating. I
Hmm.
don't know where did it come from.
Hallmark.
Mm.
Where did diamond rings come from as a form of marriage proposal?
Oh, what was it? Damn, the jeweler company, right?
De Beers.
Okay. Yep.
Do you
Yep.
understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all marketing. It's all marketing because they have to sell the ideal to you,
Mm-hmm. Correct.
right? They have to give it to you in the form of suggestion so you accept it and then you
Mm-hmm.
experience it,
Yeah. That's a fact.
right? So digital ID already here. You already digital ID. How many jobs can you apply for today where you're making at least say $50,000 a year where they don't want your social media?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They do be asking shit like that too. That's
It's on
crazy.
application standard now.
Yeah.
They want your
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I want to see what you're talking about, what you posting, all of that.
Now, if you get on there and say Trump's an asshole, and they
Mm-hmm.
go in there and see that, and you work at a school where everybody is Republican, what's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna fire
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Digital
Done.
ID,
Yeah.
right? Why do you have a LinkedIn?
Mm. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? We're already participating in digital ID that's just been
Yeah.
served to you in a different form, so you don't even see it.
Correct. 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 Now I remember Google. That's crazy. When you say that, I just remembered Google like 5 years ago. If you congregated, the police pulled up. You know what I mean? And they was telling people that, like, we're watching you. We give your data up. All of these platforms, just to be on these platforms, we give up our right when we
Well,
agree
it's
to the
free.
policy.
How do you think
Yeah.
they make a profit? No one ever asked themselves, how's Facebook rich? How'd they get rich? How did you
Correct.
get rich by giving a platform away where everybody can talk to each other, but you are not making any money from it by directly charging them for it? How are
Correct.
you making money?
Yeah.
How did
Correct.
Facebook pop up after DARPA closed its program to track
Mhm.
every US citizen?
Yeah. Snowden was telling us that too when he worked for NSA. When he came out, he was like, "Man, they've been tracking y'all and watching people."
He's only alive since he a mole.
Mm-hmm.
He worked for the Russians. See,
Yeah.
you forget the Cold War was real.
Mm-hmm.
You had a bunch of Russians over here acting like they were American citizens.
Correct.
That's an
Correct.
actual fact.
Mm-hmm.
They told you that just stopped. What did they go home?
The Germans too. The ones like Nikolai Tesla, Werner von Braun, they all came over here and was working, got government jobs, high
Well,
ranking jobs.
they were a little bit different in the sense of
Yeah.
they you see Von Braun came over here with Operation Paperclip. The US
Mm-hmm.
government set up NASA
Correct.
so that they could house them.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
You see what I'm saying? But they
Mm-hmm.
didn't trust them. That's why Jack Parsons was there. But he was crazy,
Yeah.
like Aleister Crowley crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He made the German scientists uncomfortable. Think about that. He
Yeah.
was literally out of his mind. But the point on what you were saying, digital ID been here, it's already here. Now they're gonna throw it in your face. So because it's about to play a bigger part in your life on a conscious level. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, you're not gonna go out and like you said, no, you're not gonna go out and protest. Let me ask you something. All these people you see protest, no kings. Did they have a permit to be out there on that street?
No.
Yes.
They did?
Yes, they filed a
Yes,
permit.
you gotta
Oh.
file for a permit
Oh yeah, yeah,
to
that's right.
protest.
Yeah, that's
Tell them,
right.
Pete.
That's right.
Tell them, Pete.
That's right.
How is that civil disobedience if you file for a permit?
Not only that, too. Yeah, I should have known that because it was funded, and it's funded by an opposition,
Because you got to pay
Soros.
for the permit. The
Yeah,
permit's not free.
George Soros funded the No King. This was
Think about
man.
this. If I
Listen.
want to shoot something legally on a street, a city street, what I had to do, I had to go to the city office building, right?
Yeah,
And I had to go to their permits, the license and permits department, and I had
that's
to
a
tell
fact.
them, listen, I would like to film from this time to this time on this corner with this, that, and the third. And
Correct.
and they would see, and they go, okay, well, that costs $300.
Yeah,
You pay for it, they give you a piece of paper, they sign off on it. Now, when any police officer, anybody come by, you show them this permit, they know that the city says you have the right to be there.
yeah, yeah. Right.
Ain't nobody protesting, bro, holding no signs up.
No,
And they
and they
just,
have rules too. I'm sorry to live. They have rules that you gotta rules and guidelines you gotta follow in order to protest safely. I
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
wild.
Where
yo,
you could
so how's this
stand. Yeah,
civil
where you could
disobedience?
stand. Correct.
Isn't the purpose of protest called civil disobedience? Am I wrong?
No, and not.
I'm not. You're not supposed to go out and commit crimes and start murdering people, right? But
Facts.
you literally protesting is saying, okay, well, I'm not following these civil laws now, right? Because I'm in protest to what's happening,
Yeah.
right?
Peace.
Salute,
So
salute, brother.
How are you, brother?
I'm all right, man. How you doing? How's
I'm
everything?
good. Very, very good build, brother. And
Appreciate that.
I share your sentiment. If
Uh-huh.
you are allowing business to be conducted as usual, where you're not disrupting business, that's not civil disobedience. The mere fact that you're going to get a permit to do something to do something that you would that just imagine you all you're doing is in one spot at the same time. Why do you have a permit to do that?
I could take it
To
even
gather at
further
one
for you.
spot at the same time.
Do you know
tell them, bro, tell
nonprofits
them, bro.
actually train you how to protest? Like
You said what?
The ACLU will come and
Yeah,
Yo,
train people how
exactly.
to protest.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
business. It's biz
Yeah,
marketing.
and
It's
hey,
insane. Nothing in this country has changed because we put our foot down and made them do something different. They
Yeah,
make a choice and say, you know what? Okay, let's get. It's not even giving them what they want. Okay, we can now give the appearance of giving them what they want because they will
correct.
bend and give us more of what we want.
There you go. Correct. That's a fact. That
And
is a
they're
fact.
socially engineering you. That's
Correct.
all they're doing. And so I find it so hilarious when I'm sitting there and I'm listening to even some of these TikToks and I hear this and I go, y'all funny because you ain't said shit new in 25 years. If you've been in this for as long as I have, then you know ain't not one new goddamn thing come out.
Mm-hmm.
Not one. There's not one conspiracy theory that's new. Not one. What do you mean? UFOs have been coming from the water when they were calling them UFOs. I don't understand. Why are you
Yeah,
pretending like they're just now coming out the water? They were coming out the water in the 70s.
correct. Correct. That's why I
You
found
see
that
what?
video. That's why I found that video crazy where they talking about this AI Atlas thing, and it's like, yo, bro, like y'all now like just freely talking about it, but for years it was nah. There's nothing to see here. What about the They did a movie about it though, the one that they saw in L.A., downtown L.A., and they was shooting at it, and it never affected it. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Battle for LA.
Battle for LA. There you go. Neo, I think Neo was in the one that I saw. They did a movie or whatever. But now it's just funny how they saying there's one coming. First it was supposed to be here this month. Now it's coming next month. Then they saying it's just like, man, listen, man, we've been talking about it. That it's Project Bluebeam.
No, no. They did. It did everything they said it was going to do. You got okay. First of all, you got to understand this. All right. NASA ain't told you a goddamn thing about it. Chinese space agency hasn't said a damn word about it. The Russian space agency hasn't said nothing about it. Italy,
Correct.
France, the European Space Agency, nor the ISS. No one has said anything about it. It's a total blackout. The only people who are talking, let this be known, is Avi Loeb, who is a Harvard. Remember, if you even know what Harvard school started as, if you know the history of Harvard, you already know that's a red flag.
Yeah. So fact.
Okay. If you understand the history of Harvard, you know that's a red flag. But if you also understand that this guy, just like Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Yeah.
has no publications. His only publication actually is a Muamua, technically, right?
Yes.
But that hasn't been peer reviewed. Oh, okay. So we have a high level guy with a degree, but no publications. Means he hasn't been peer reviewed. He hasn't actually contributed anything to the scientific community. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't. He's just a glorified teacher. Okay. Telling you that this aliens, all of a sudden it's aliens now, right? We couldn't agree that aliens even existed, but all of a sudden we just jumped it. There's so much stuff in space.
Correct.
But this has to be an alien. We've never seen anything from the Oort cloud. Think about that. I mean, that could be some weird floating out there. We don't know. But the first thing that comes out from it has to be an alien.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, okay, now you got amateur astrologists, AI, social media people who have these AI platforms where there's no face platform where they put out all this bullshit. Okay, now you have fake people with the Michiaki dude out there, and he's like, "That's not me," and it even says in the video that it's AI, right?
Yeah.
They're giving you fake images. They're saying AI enhanced this image. What does that even mean? Okay, right? But no one in the government is telling you anything about 3i. There's nothing from the government.
Correct.
But everyone now is a specialist on something NASA has literally only given you one picture from a rover that wasn't there to shoot it.
Good info. Years ago, all of this would have been considered as, science fiction. And we look
Correct.
right at it, and here it is now, right in our face.
Correct.
And how they introduce things to us, some of us, bite on it because they introduce it to us as something new, innovative, something that we could use, and it all the time served to our detriment. And people will line up to go and get things that's not good for them. Like, like as far as like AI, artificial intelligence, it's just become virtual. But artificial intelligence been around probably as long as I've been around. I'll be 60 next month. And artificial, just take the words artificial intelligence. Focus on the word artificial. When they're trumping up charges on people and they come and lock somebody up for charges they didn't, but they're able to prove false charges. That's artificial intelligence. The FBI, the CIA lie all the time. They use that all the time on some people who they brought so-called to justice, artificial intelligence. And they're going to use the virtual artificial intelligence to do what they call predictive policing. A lot of police departments around the United States have the data, and they have the technology to do predictive policing using artificial intelligence to make
All
a
I want to say on
determination
that
whether
is
or not
I don't want to cut
somebody
you
going
off,
to
brother. I'm
commit a
going to let you keep
crime.
talking. But just make sure you say they are using it now. They are currently.
Yeah, they are using it. That's what I said. They have they have it now.
And they're using it.
They have it now.
They're being
they're
sued for using it right now because they're arresting the wrong people.
What happened? His connection keep going out, Peach?
I think so. Come back, bro. You was on the fire. I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure people
Oh,
know they
that's
was
my
using
guy,
it now.
man. Yeah, that's my guy, man. The enemy's public. He has his he's a YouTuber content, man. He's on to stuff like that. So he be talking about a lot of us be on that. Salute Milestone, man. Salute King Fire. Salute Wreck Mob. You already know. Yeah, man. Y'all was cooking. You good now? Enemy's public. You good?
Yeah, I'm good now. When
Okay.
when a police officer pull you over, when they have no reasonable articulable suspicion or any type of PC,
Hmm.
9 times out of 10 they're using that.
Mm.
They're going to make a determination whether or not you're going to commit a crime 2 months from now.
Mm.
Predictive policing. They're using it as we speak. Getting real dangerous. Really dangerous.
It is, man.
They're using AI currently to solve
If all the
crimes, and
people
they're
that were
arresting the wrong people. And
in
people are putting out
those
lawsuits
protests.
because it's not even working the way they intended for
Exactly.
it to work, or at least that's what they want to show us. As they choose to present it. But they are arresting, and these people are like finding themselves on it. It's like kids and families on the ground at gunpoint, saying that they robbed the bank.
Mm.
And and you
Exactly.
have to remember that the police are just
I,
policy
I mean,
enforcers. That's
8-year-olds.
you
They're going
know
to locking up 8-year-olds for bank robbery. They locked the eight. They
Yeah.
ran down on an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old. They
Yeah.
went to a woman's house looking for her 8-year-old,
That's crazy.
saying that he robbed the bank
That's wild, man. Yeah, that's wild.
because of the artificial intelligence.
Hmm.
hmm and they want that. Like right
And
now we can see all of
the
this.
data. Whoever programmed
They
it,
can.
whoever
Now go ahead,
programs the
Emory.
data, whoever
Uh huh.
programs the data or the technology, that data and that technology is going to be as biased as the one who programmed it.
It's a fact.
It's going to be that
Yeah,
bias. Whoever
and you
programmed it.
hear but not the AGI. You got to realize, see, they messed up. See, some of this stuff, you have to realize that some of this stuff is why they ain't released it since they've been working on it since the 50s. They ain't never found a way to actually control it. Okay. Because they didn't write this. You have to understand what artificial intelligence
Indeed.
actually means. It
Indeed.
means self-writing software. That's what it actually means in definition. Okay. And see, we write the software for a program
Indeed.
to do a certain thing. So we understand its movements, its mechanics, its intelligence, and everything that it's capable of. And when it's necessary of an update, we write the update. Okay. You got a problem when the computer goes, I'm going to write a software to do this particular thing. And it writes the code, right? And
Mm.
now it can issue its own updates. That means you can't go in there and fix it. This is what credit companies like Credit One are having issues with now. I know this for a fact, okay? Because their AI is running the back end. They can do a whole history on what you are for the rest of your life, what kind of loan you can get in 5 seconds. But if it
Mm.
can't do it in 5 seconds, it jams the whole system up. And guess what? The ITs there, they can't fix it. They have to wait for it to fix itself. It
Mm.
has to write its own update to the issue,
Mm.
right? The issue is if it gets so mastery with coding and it's speaking machine language at the same time. Remember, you just learn code. It's just a way of communicating machine language
Mm-hmm.
because how things get done is in machine language and humans can't understand machine language. It's way too complicated. So we devised the code to help simplify that process. And that's
Yeah.
what coding is.
Odin is. Yeah. Yep.
And once it starts writing its code in machine language and just skips coding itself, then how can you stop it? What
Correct.
can you do to prevent it from doing anything?
Mm-hmm.
You can't. So they just keep it on a closed network, right? And they're giving us its children.
Mm. That's deep.
They didn't write the code to any of it. They didn't write the code to ChatGPT. They were
Brother, I
given
want
the
to thank you
code.
for allowing me. I'm just arriving home from work.
All right. All right. Nah, man. You already know,
Yeah,
brother. You already know, man.
I
We rock,
appreciate you
man.
allowing me up, brother. I just wanted to come up to salute you and greet you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I want to come up and greet you and salute you. Y'all just
Appreciate that,
coming in
man.
from work. I seen that you were live, so I said, let me go up
Yeah.
and greet the brother. But it's a pleasure, brother. Always.
Likewise, man. You already know, Nasir, man. I
Salute
appreciate
to
you,
the
bro.
panel and salute to the channel and the family in the chat. Indeed.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Salute,
Peace.
man. Peace. Nah, but you're right though, to live, man. A lot of this thing, man, like I said, that's why I said like a lot of technology that they roll out and it's new to us, like, to a lot some people, but just know they had it years before. You know what I mean? They just bringing it and letting you know about it, but it's always been there.
Yeah, it's some sort of species that already existed. They don't want to tell you. Now, if you look at the former head of Canada, the retired dude, I forget his name, but he's the one that was speaking. They tried to call him crazy in the end about the different races and beings and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
think we invented this concept of computers and any of that, then you're Looney Tune. Like you totally are brainwashed and bought into this system
Correct.
because we didn't actually create any of this. For some reason, no one can tell you when our actual lineage of human beings really began. We're
Mm-hmm.
not connected to the people of the old world. That shows very clearly. There's no
Correct.
documentation of this side of the world and in those books.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? And if
Yeah.
you go back to the warning that they got in the 70s, then a lot of things start making more sense, right? They was warned that there was two fugitive races on this planet. They gave the governments of this world a certain amount of time to let people go.
Yeah.
And now that time is up and they're going to tell people. So in a minute, nobody's going to have to be asking and wondering what are these things because these things are about to make themselves present to the
Correct.
to the masses, to the
Just
population of people.
correct. Correct.
And more people are going to have their own experiences and start experiencing these things without the involvement. Now the question is going to come: are they going to pull the big deception off before the truth can be told?
Mm, yeah.
Right? Because 3i Atlas is a lie. If you don't believe what they say about space, then you can't believe about what they're telling you is coming from space.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just no way to believe that.
Yeah.
And they take too many precautions to make sure our outside understanding of space is limited and confused. So whatever is about to happen on that level is definitely going to happen less than a year from now. It already began because they're the ones hyping. Notice the news is hyping up 3i Atlas, but NASA isn't saying a word.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So they obviously are gearing up to something. They just left the drones out, but remember, and people still seeing stuff in the sky. You
Correct.
could go on YouTube, TikTok, or whatever social media platform you choose, and you can spend all day and night just watching people's videos, going, "What is that?"
For real. You're right, because they swept that one under the rug, man. It was New Jersey. I forgot what state it
It
was.
was Jersey. It was
It,
every state
yeah,
actually.
it was out here too. It was in Mass too. It was out here. It was like almost the East Coast. I think I want to say New York. It was Jersey, New York, Mass.
Mhm.
Then yeah, I heard Vegas. Then it was the
Florida.
West. Yeah, then Florida. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you can't make this up. You couldn't even write this type of script the way it was just popping up. And I remember the Pentagon was like, oh, we don't know what it is. And it's like, hold on. So y'all got all this quote unquote technology and you can't figure out what's up there or what people are seeing, man, listen, man. That's why I be telling people, man, stop listening to these folks, man. Stop
Yeah,
being bamboozled.
they're marketers, man. They know how to market great drama to you, psyop like, because you have to think about this. If the whole time the drone thing was going on, what was also going on? Oh, Iran is going to attack us. Russia's going to attack us. China's going to attack us. But there's unknown objects over the American cities, and you not scrambling fighter jets. Like, but at the same time, we're supposed to be fearing these other countries. Think about it. Think about it. 80% of the drones in the sky and here in America are from DJI,
Mm-hmm.
directly from China.
Yeah. They were saying that. Yeah, they were saying that. I
So,
remember seeing that. Yeah.
you couldn't even get a film gig as a drone operator if you wasn't using a DJI drone.
Mm.
They wouldn't even hire you. It was like mandatory.
Yeah.
So how does that make any sense? And then when this guy gets in office after the scare tactic, he goes, "Oh, that was just enthusiasts." He said everything they said it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we got 3-eye atlas. Is it going? It's right on the perihelion. People using words they never even looked up. They don't even know.
Yo.
I
Yeah,
heard
that shit
the
is crazy.
perihelion. I'm like, do you even know what that is? Like,
I heard it. It just sounded good. For real. They say they use the words, they don't even know the meaning.
that's how you know it's a psyop. If you don't believe it's a psyop, notice the words associated. It's gonna be words you never heard. Like nobody ever used the word variant until the Jabberwocky,
Yeah, yeah.
and nobody said variant until Loki.
Hmm. Yo, see, that's why I feel like it's that blue beam thing, man. They gonna try to do a something plan with the demic behind it. You know what I mean? That's what I feel. I don't know about this. You know what I mean? I have to see it if it that's what it is. You know what I mean? But when I'm hearing, oh yeah, they're gonna come grab the star seeds, and I'm like, hold on, what? They coming to get star seeds? What? Yeah, it just again, you couldn't write a better script, man.
Yeah, the CIA was responsible for all that belief system of star seeds and all these other things, and New Age movement and meditation and the light body and all of this.
Hmm.
The CIA came, they did that. They know that reality is based on consciousness.
Hmm.
So to control reality is not to control all the things that you think are out in front of you.
Correct. Correct. That's a fact.
It's the ability to control your mind and
Yeah.
set things into the mind that allows you to experience what they want you to experience.
Correct. MK Ultra, man. That
They
program
MK
was
Ultra all of us, yo.
yeah. That program's been around for years, man. They still doing it.
Well,
They still doing it. You
well,
know?
they perfected it. That's where you see people confuse Project Bluebeam with the old project where they said we're gonna, fake an alien invasion.
Hmm. Hmm.
But they don't know that they let you go ahead and believe that, so you never look at the real Project Bluebeam. The real Project Bluebeam is your cell phone.
Mm.
You don't realize it, but what light does your phone give off?
Oh yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. A blue light.
Correct.
They use a chemical over it, and that's why you get the white over your phone.
Hmm.
It's the reason that the street lights look the way they do, but the chemicals been fading off. And what's been happening? People been reporting what? Why is the street lights blue?
Correct. Yeah, the blue
Yeah,
light.
well, they want it to be blue. Why? Because that blue light can actually send information.
Hmm.
Did you
Hmm.
know that? Did you
Yeah,
know that's why young people today look old?
yeah, they even changing the lights in Walmart too. I seen videos of that too. The
Mhm.
same, the same type of not the blue, but it's projecting some type of color.
It's a blue light. You
Yeah,
just don't
yeah.
see it. They cover the light. They use a chemical to change the blue light.
Hmm.
It's a
Hmm.
filter they use to change out the blue light.
Yeah,
There's a blue light spectrum, and they've learned a lot about it.
correct.
They're using it one for information transference, and they also use it as for hypnosis.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, and that's why they give you a thing, and they have to legally give you a filter over your phone to turn your phone from the what blue light, because what it was affecting people's ability to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's your blue project Bluebeam. And they control every human being on earth right now who has one through the cell phone.
That's a fact.
Every
Salute,
person that thinks,
Roman. Nah, go ahead. You good? I was just saluting somebody.
yeah, everybody is being controlled by the cell phone.
Yeah.
Period. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It does. Even us with our conscious rhetoric is still under the pro. Let me ask you something. If YouTube and them is all a part of the scheme, right?
Hmm.
Is it to their advantage for us to wake people up?
You said, is it to their advantage for us to wake people up?
Yes.
Mm, I would say no.
Then why do they let you?
Correct. Correct.
Mm. They don't have to let us even have we can have a
That's a
page and
fact.
no one can ever see us.
Correct. Correct.
No,
That's a
never
fact.
see us.
That's a fact.
There's nothing you could do about that. You don't have the money to go get some lawsuit going or the time or energy or any of that, right?
Facts. Yeah.
Every person that wants to speak something consciously and wake people up could easily just not be there because they're the ones that allow you on there.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't even tell nobody that social media won't let them on there because they wouldn't be able to get on social media.
Mm-hmm. It's a fact.
But they let us on there anyway. You ever ask why? Why would they allow you to wake people up? They could use this device to just control everybody and send out the same damn narrative, but they don't. And you never ask why.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't give a about what side of the fence you lay on. That's why. They get energy from your focus. Doesn't matter if you don't, if you think they're all evil and you want to dedicate your life to exposing them, guess what? They take the energy from that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's energy still going to them.
Correct.
If you
Still
believe in them and
honest.
love them wholeheartedly, they great. The energy's still
Correct.
going to them. They don't care what side. They created a story and a narrative that has both sides of the fence, and it's there just feeding on it.
That's a fact. They still harnessing that energy. Yeah.
They don't really care about our dissonance. You feel me? And the people
Yeah.
that was killed for it, there's always more to the story than we see on the social media.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
But exposing the truth, bro, if they own the media and the airwaves, and they made sure the only time the truth could be exposed was when they used analog signal because anybody could tap into it. And they put the whole world on a digital signal that they control.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say that. Yeah. Control all of that. Algorithms, everything, man.
What if
What
they
you
just wanted to know where people like us was at?
mm-hmm. Oh, that's easy for them.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The best way to do that is let people like us speak. And then they would know everybody that thinks the way we do.
Mm-hmm.
That was called Operation Pogo.
Yeah, I seen you mentioning a lot of the operations. I forgot
I,
about they. You had mentioned
a lot of them
Popeye.
ain't us, bro. They not us. They you here because life
Mm-hmm.
and reluctantly at that. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember you didn't even really care for going live like that. You had your, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying?
No, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Nah, there's a lot of these dudes out here, yo. They live for this.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to them long enough, you start to see they contradict themselves. They all contradict themselves,
Yeah.
and they use the ABAB. Always be belittling and berating.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a fact.
Oh, y'all stupid. I tried to tell y'all. I tried to warn y'all. I know. I tried to tell you this was coming. No, you didn't.
They said, no, you didn't. I was watching, I was listening. No, you didn't.
Yo, did you know how much the average one of these dudes who's doing good actually makes doing this all the time?
How
Now I know
much?
why they sit up there hours every single damn day. Yeah,
How much?
they on average they make about $3 million.
Mm. Talking about what? Uh, what we was just talking about? The AI
Yep.
thing or
I'm
just in general?
I'm talking about these people that on there for every single thing that goes down every day of the week.
Oh,
All
yeah, yeah, yeah. Trending topics, all that. You talking about everything, right?
I
Entertainment,
got
everything.
I don't think I'll ever get there.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
got
just
too
be
much.
honest.
Nah, for real. It's likewise, brother. there's times, man. Listen, I didn't even want to do this live. Tell you the truth, my co-host was like, "Yeah, just do it." You know what I mean? Be more consistent. I'd be like, "Bro, man, this thing's going on in the world, man. That's important." You know what I mean? For me, I got little ones that they need. You know what I mean? Require my time. So like
Mhm.
me being, being on this is just more for a little quick time with y'all and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But other than that, it'd be like I don't be wanting to. I'd rather listen to someone else if that's anything. You know what I mean? Me coming on here every day, like you said, I can't. You know what I mean? I
I,
definitely can't.
I
That.
can only come on here
Mm-hmm.
when I feel like I have something to actually say and
Say
contribute, right?
facts. Mm-hmm.
Like if I can't contribute, it's like
Mm-hmm.
with other channel I have with the meditation, you know. Why do
Yeah.
I need to show you meditation every single day? That doesn't make any sense. Why
Yeah.
do I have to give you 15,000 different practices if this one works,
Correct. Correct.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it should be an advancement
Yeah.
in what I'm sharing, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
else I'm just really trying to monetize it. And I know a lot of it is fluff. I have to know this. I
Yeah.
can't do 10,000 techniques and not know that, yo, you don't need all 10,000. That's really a waste of time. It's no way.
Quality over quantity, bro. you know,
So the
for
best
real.
in the world have always reduced it down.
Correct. Correct.
You don't need all of that. And the
Yeah.
greatest in the world go when you stop fooling yourself, convincing yourself that you need tools
Mm-hmm.
to change, you'll stop using tools,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
That's all because it's psychological in the first place. You
Yeah.
believe that this tool is going to give you what you need to for your mind to do what it already does.
Mm-hmm.
The tool doesn't make the mind do it. You just use the tool to convince yourself that that's how the mind is going to do it.
Yeah.
When you lose that, then you just start doing things.
Correct. Correct.
You
You
know what
back,
I mean?
Peach? Yeah. You back, Peach?
I never left. I'm just letting you guys build. And
No.
in
So.
fact, I have a fabulous idea. Y'all need to do a build for the ladies and talk about the breakdown of all of these weight loss injections and how you men really aren't needing all of that. We got to encourage and enlighten women from a male's perspective.
Mm,
I
I would.
love that. I mean, I think that's empowering, you know. Uh, uh, I agree with that. You know, I feel like women are under the biggest psychological attack, though, you know, and I feel like black women are truly under that psychological attack, you
I feel
know.
like that too. Yeah. I feel like it's
I
there.
really do. I think it's a lot of pressure on black women, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And there's a lot of stigma, and there's a and I think there's a lot of psychology imprisoning black women that that is why we ain't making ground
Mm.
personally. You know, I feel the same thing for the men as well, but I feel you gotta understand, right? They kept us out of college. They pushed our women into college. I grew up around in a family of people that got masters. My mother has masters, my sister has masters, my aunt had PhDs. Okay. Mom would tell me she was the second black woman to graduate from Berkeley University with a PhD. She told me to stay out of them schools. Why would she tell me that?
Mm.
Because them schools tear you down to rebuild you. And I feel like there is a big psychological gap between the black man and the black woman because of education. Would you disagree with that, Peach?
I agree with you. Me and Mel had that conversation. We said that behind the scenes.
And the disconnect is men's ego. If we can humble our ego
Mm.
and have a more honest, enlightened conversation, I already know that that's going to break. a lot of the tension between the men and women, you know, because I think right now there's a campaign. I don't think what social media is representing on relationships is truly what a lot of people are experiencing. Would you disagree with that, Peach?
I agree with you.
And I don't know how many of them stories are real when I'm seeing that there's a whole culture now of videos just revolving around that, and people who want to be known in those circles and have successful videos, which makes me wonder about the authenticity of a lot of their stories.
Mm-hmm. Fact.
See,
You know,
Mel, we got a lot to talk about. I told you, relationships. Let's pull it together. I need y'all men to encourage because women can say anything to women, but they needed to hear it from a man. You can
Mhm.
reach them, but
Yeah.
y'all continue.
No.
I think there could be a dialogue that could be had. You know what I mean? And I think that if we opened up a particular dialogue, it would open up the ability for us to have some different viewpoints that could be perceived.
Correct.
Because
Oh.
when I look at them talking to women and men, and it's a lot of like fresh and fit, you know what I mean? And
Oh
that
yeah.
kind of environment.
Most
And I
definitely.
don't agree with a lot of what they say. I mean, I agree with some of what they say,
Hmm.
but a lot of what they say and how they say it, it feels more for sensationalism than an honest critique.
I don't really care for those dudes, man. At first, I was watching them, and then to me, it turned into like a clown show, and them repeating and regurgitating in their own form of fashion what other people were saying. Especially what's his name, Myron. I feel like he was taking a lot from what's the white dude's name, Tomasi, I think is his last name. You know
Mm,
that red that the high value man, the red pill talk, you know, and the more and more, I mean, Albert and Preach already exposed both of them. Like once the Bayesian one, what was his name? Was it Fresh? When he made this comment, like I would never tell another Caribbean man, like, yeah, I wasn't born in Haiti, but I would never tell like a Jamaican or somebody like go back to your country, get on the boat. Like to me, that's just like corny. But again, black folks is doing that here, you know. So, but again, I just I'm big on energy, and I been saw something was wrong with both of them, so I never really. But like you said, they do have some talking points, but again, it's more Myron for me. That's the problem. Like Fresh, at least some things I could really agree with him totally, but Myron to me is just like I can't, you
I
know.
only use them as an example because
Yeah,
unfortunately they represent the diaspora of that conversation. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there are several other major social media
Yeah,
influencers underneath them, but
correct,
you
correct.
know
Yeah.
they pretty much uh, own that space in a way. You know, and that's
Definitely.
where a lot of people, when I hear people were commenting on that, it's either coming from the people in those type of circles.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they sort of that whole women are supposed to be subservient
Hmm.
Christian kind of thinking
Hmm. Hmm.
is like hard body right now,
Hmm.
you know? And I don't really think that's how we operated before we were conditioned to be that way.
Hmm.
But we are dealing with people that have been, uh, conditioned to a certain type of thinking.
That's a fact.
And it would love to have a conversation with them just from our perspective of mind
Hmm.
to see what they think about that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of the women I'm hearing, and it's so interesting, Peace brought that up because it's been up in my feeds a lot lately, you
Hmm.
know, is that, men aren't go getters. A lot of these dudes, they don't make six figures. They don't do this. They don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't have this. And the numbers in the world just don't support a lot of what they're saying. Like, yeah, because half of the man population don't, more than half don't make those numbers that they're talking about.
Correct.
And then a lot of people are going on fantasy, like,
For real.
like,
Yeah.
and they go into that, well, I could manifest, and then,
Yeah. It's
and
gotta
then
be
and
yeah, yeah. It's gotta be realistic. I feel like too, a lot of it too, the way these females are talking to, like, what do you bring? What can you do for me? And then you asking the female, what do you mean what I could do for you? What do you do? And you know what I mean? And it's just like, yo, you talking a certain way. And it's like, come on. I feel like a lot of it is with the music too. Like I feel like the way the gangster rap came and did a number on young men, teenagers, whatever. I feel like that's what they doing now, or for a few years now with the women that rap.
but it's not gangster rap, it's
No,
depression rap.
correct.
See, it went
Correct.
from gangster rap to depression rap ever since
Hmm.
Drake and them in 2010s and 15s. All
Hmm.
that became,
Correct.
everybody got problems, everybody's sad and
Yeah.
depressed, and they
Correct.
take drugs to escape their issues. This
Hmm.
is the new wave, right? And then the
Hmm.
music with the women has been, they sort of turned the women into the old school rap dudes, right? We're like,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
dudes, and we got to get ours, and we
Correct.
about this, and
Correct.
I do my own thing, and I make
Correct.
money, and right,
Yeah.
and then that's what's being promoted. And as you got the issue is, when we was growing up, rap wasn't marketed in 80% of all products.
That's a fact. They weren't even talked about. They remember it was supposed to be a fad. It wasn't even supposed to last.
Now
But
hip hop music is used to market
yeah.
80% of all products in the world.
Facts. Even politics now. Like
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Rosie
It's crazy.
McDonald is rapping.
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
Yeah.
Roseanne Barr.
I'm done.
I swear to God, Roseanne Barr is dropping bars.
Yeah.
Like, for real, what's that weird dude named Tom McDonald?
Who's that? The name sounds
Oh
familiar.
gosh, let me tell you,
I
that's the
forgot.
the white boy. He got millions of followers. He the one that rap. He rap about hating black people. Essentially, it's
Oh wow.
crazy with rap. I'm like,
That's
why aren't
crazy.
you singing country?
Oh wow.
Hmm.
This is crazy. He rapping with Tom. He's like one of them Republican right wing rapper dudes. He
Hmm.
got a
Hmm.
rap with Ben Shapiro's rapping.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm
I
just
didn't even
showing
know
you
that.
how it's like marketing, like how they just
Yeah.
take it, like it's not what it was for us, right?
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
We come from an era of rap was storytelling, right?
Hmm.
When you
Hmm.
put that on, man, that made you want to do something in your life. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether you was playing ball or, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Whatever
Hmm.
you was doing, going to school, when you put them headphones on and you push play on that Walkman and you start
For
beating the
real.
concrete with your feet,
Correct.
you
Correct.
was in your own living soundtrack.
That's a fact. Paid in Full was that one for me. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Oh,
Eric B. and Rakim, man.
I popped that tape.
Yeah,
It had the
man.
instrumental on the other side.
Well, the one I had, it was a white tape, the Paid in Full. And it's funny because I forgot what I traded with someone. And they had it, and I wanted to, because I used to love Microphone Fiend and just different stuff. But I'm just talking about Paid in Full. Like when I heard that, like you said, man, I couldn't stop listening. It was a soundtrack for me. Like you said, couldn't wait to get home, go in my room, just listen on with that Walkman. Because again, my parents wasn't allowing me playing that shit out loud. Even though Rakim was a clean rapper, but just rap in general, like I said, was supposed to not last. It was supposed to
It-
be a fad.
right. But that was the devil's music for black
Yeah.
people, like rock.
Yeah, for real.
If you was in a religious house and you had some rap going, you was getting
Mhm.
slapped upside your head. It was time to get down on your knees. You was gonna read the Bible tonight. And
Yeah.
guess what?
Uh,
You going to Sunday school.
we got to
You
get the holy
obviously
water.
need it.
Yeah, you need
Yep.
to be blessed. Yeah, for
Listen, I've been in those environments.
real.
Okay. I remember that. So, but think about this. There's several generations right now that has no concept of that.
Back. It's everywhere now. Correct. It's
You know what I
everywhere.
mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
on average, back in the day, those songs had 700 to 1,200 words in them.
Hmm.
Today, you're lucky if a song has 150 words. Let that sink in.
It's
On
dumbed down.
average, they have
Yeah.
about the same amount of words
Hmm.
in a song as Arnold Schwarzenegger had in Terminator.
It's just so simple and dumbed down now. I can't this shit. I cannot
It
drill.
sound
I
like they
can't.
have ADHD. It feels like ADHD music to me.
Yo,
It's so
let me
slow
tell y'all this because I know y'all remember this.
or autistic or something.
My homeboy was playing Flip Mode, and it was on Busta Rhymes' album. Flip Mode meets or versus Hit Squad. So with Redman and
Mhm.
yo, listen, that song was like 12-minute long because everybody had to rap their verse. Songs ain't even lasting like what is it? Not even 2 minutes? If that, you're getting like 150. It's so short now because people is attention span. I'm like, that's a song. Back in the days, that was a snippet to a song.
That was called an intro.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's just crazy, man. Like you said, what's that dude? Somebody was just saying this dude's dope, but all his song, like you said, is depressing. Rod Wave or whatever. Every time I hear this dude, I'm like, yo, is he all right? What is he going through? No, for real. All his songs to me, I don't know if it's the beat or whatever. It just sounds
It's
sad.
all of it. It's all of it. It's
Yeah.
meant to sound sad.
Listen, man. I'm out. But again, we already know with the frequency, they changed it up from what it used to be to now and all of that. But this song, these songs now, man, I don't know, man. I'm glad I came up when I came up. I was born when I was born. Cause this shit here, man. I can't listen. Niggas talking about smoking on somebody's dead grandmother, somebody's dead homie, brother, father. Like, oh yeah, I'm on demon time to live. Yo, I can never remember whether it was from the 80s, 90s, whatever.
Early
No one around me
2000s.
talking about I'm on devil's time. We would have looked at you and got far away from you and ran somewhere away from you. I'm not saying dudes was
When
walking
they
around.
did that, they did it artistically. Don't forget the
Huh?
grave diggers.
Yeah, I know, but still, man, like the way they saying it now,
And they didn't go platinum or
yeah, of course not. Of course not. That
because
was
nobody wanted
you
to
said the
hear that,
grave
man.
diggers. That was what you call it, Prince Raheem. That was RZA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. But I'm just saying, like the music is just, these dudes like okay, yeah, we saw the crack, whether we had family members or friends that did it, or we just saw the fiend, the crackheads, whatever. But this song, I mean, Future, it's like crazy. He's rapping, I'm drinking this, and then the dude comes out in the interview and says, I don't do nothing, but yet you're promoting lean. I got a double cup. I'm taking Molly. I popped the E. I took a perk. I'm like, listen, I don't need to be in the medical field to know if you taking that much you're not waking up. I'm sorry. You're going night night forever. But these people hear that, I gotta go do that. It's like, what? Yeah, I heard the smoking, I heard do this, do that. Music never influenced me to do shit. You know what I mean? I heard it. I knew it was a form of, I knew it was entertainment. That is what I could say. Like we knew, like, okay, dog, you're not still flipping pies, bro, because you're rapping. You can make more money flipping pies. Why would you rap? You see what I'm saying? Like I knew how to separate the two. These children don't like again, me and Pete talked about this. My parents were my heroes. Like my dad's not here, so I say was with him, but my mom's she's still my hero. I didn't look at okay, Larry Bird's my favorite basketball player, right? First basketball player. I never looked at Larry Bird, even if he was black. I like Allen Iverson. I never looked at AI and said, I'm gonna worship this guy. You know what I mean? Like people be worshiping. You talk wrong. I remember I went to my homegirl's crib and I was talking about Justin Bieber, like when they showed his eyes turning reptilian or whatever. Her daughter really was pissed off. I'm talking about really mad at me because of how I was talking about Justin Bieber. Like really pissed off. Man, listen, man. Like it's just I don't get it, man. The worshiping is at a all time high now. I'm not saying it didn't happen then, but there's just, I mean, there's a lot of things, man. I don't know. That would be a whole nother topic too for another show, man. We can get into with these celebrities being
You triggered her
idolized.
cognitive bias. That's why she went off about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah.
she got upset because she couldn't uh, argue it in any kind of way that made sense. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever
Mm-hmm.
you expose information and somebody isn't willing to
Mm-hmm.
change what they know, they're
Mm.
going to demonstrate cognitive bias.
You
They're
hear
going to
that,
look
Peach?
for a reason for whatever you're saying is wrong.
Mm-hmm. You hear that, Peach,
Doesn't
right?
matter about the facts you show them. That's irrelevant.
Yeah,
Yes, I
correct.
hear it.
Yeah. We talk about that all the time, brother.
All the time.
All the time when you bring up the facts to someone, how defensive they get and they just dismiss what you're saying. You know what I mean? And you saying this to them like you could be coming with love, no ill will intentions, no malice behind it. But because you're exposing something, instead of saying, yeah, you right, I need to work on that or take accountability, they deflect. You know
No,
what I
they're
mean?
hypnotized and they are acting on a program. This is what you call a trigger,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And people will tell you, please, can you not do that? It triggers me, right?
Mm-hmm.
A trigger is showing you that you are operating on a program. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
that program is exposed, it has a what? Defense mechanism
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to keep it in place.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you call being triggered. So when someone instantly gets upset and defensive and angry and emotional,
Mm-hmm.
just know in that moment they're triggered. And so
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing is you're just beating on the table of their belief, making
Mm-hmm.
them upset. What you want to do is pull the legs from their table. You need to make them see for themselves that they believe
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is wrong. If
Yeah.
you're trying to make them see it and them be the ones to accept it from you, then they're going
Mm-hmm.
to push back. But when it feels like something that they came up with themselves,
Mm-hmm.
then they easily accept it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see, I ain't learned this from I learned it from practice and also studying what these actually do to us. Some of this
Mm-hmm.
shit I learned from studying advertising and marketing for commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that? Like, there's a lot of people that know what I'm saying because they went to school for it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole, we live our life under the illusion that
Mm-hmm.
what we think we know is the world.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even see half that's really going on around us.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and I know that with the dating stuff, just to get circled back around, when it comes to that, we would have to we gotta get into a real dialogue because we dealing with brainwashed, conditioned people that have prided themselves on the perception of
Mm-hmm.
who they are that's been cultivated that they show to others, not
Mm-hmm.
the belief and the reality of what they think about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why a lot of men are separate. A lot of men are lonely because they watch too much social media and they believe every woman is like this chick on social media. Then they go out here and then they meet some one chick that seems to be that way, and
Mm-hmm.
they dismiss the 100 other chicks that's literally standing there
Correct. Correct.
and say, "Oh yeah, all girls are like this." Now I can't find nobody.
Yeah, they generalize it. They both ways though. Both ways, because there's women
Yeah,
too.
I think women
Yeah.
do the same thing too.
Yeah, I
You
hear
know,
that a lot. Yeah. Oh, I dealt with a Haitian man. Oh, he was aggressive. He was this and that. So you think I'm that way too? Yeah, automatically. Don't even give you an opportunity to prove them right or wrong. Automatically, it's just, well, I dealt with that one. And it's just like, wow, oh, I find that crazy. Me, I give everybody equal opportunity. Just because I dealt with a Spanish, a Dominican that did the worst to me doesn't mean I'm gonna generalize and then say all Dominican women are no good. That's the crazy thing where people do that. I find that crazy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But yeah, that
they
that
use
makes some
that
good.
against us. They use that very ability to get what you just said. They use that against us. The
Mm-hmm.
mind has this thing where it has to make sense out of everything in front of you. even if it lies to you about it.
There you go. Correct. But it
You
makes
see what I'm
sense.
saying?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
to keep the world as one stable, cohesive happening in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
so our mind will generalize
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Oh, one person don't like me, so nobody likes me."
Yeah. There you go. Correct.
And then they done activated the reticular activating system. It's in your brain. It's a real thing. You can look it up. It's there. It's real thing. It's
Who
not.
mind thinks like that? I don't think like that.
Not you. He's not talking about you. But there is people that I know exactly what he just said. I
I'm
know
just
for
giving a generalized way,
Really?
yeah,
but
there's no but what he's saying is the truth. No, my fault though, Talib. You
no,
right
no,
though.
no.
Nah, go
You,
ahead.
that
Uh-huh.
we've all experienced it at one point or another in our life. It's not something that should
Fact.
be there all the time and operating, but it is a system that the brain has. A
Correct.
lot of people start saying, I'm not attractive. You've heard
Mhm.
people say that, but
Yeah,
when you
for
ask
real.
them, where did you get that from? They'll say,
Mhm.
well, so and so, or I had this
Yep,
experience.
that's a
Right?
fact.
That's not the world. That's
Peach,
not
you
enough data to actually say you're unattractive. You see
fact.
what I'm
Peach,
saying? It's
Peach, you ain't
enough
never heard
data
that
though.
before, Peach?
Uh,
That's crazy. Nah, go ahead.
What
My
do you
fault,
mean?
Talib.
No,
You
no,
said
I'm
No,
not
never heard of
saying that.
what?
no, you're right. No, I was just saying you
Or
never
when
heard
we're little kids, and when we're
somebody
little
say that?
kids and we get
Correct.
told something, oh, you didn't do that right. A lot of kids get upset, right? Because they feel, oh,
Mhm.
well, I'm not so, and the next thing they falling apart because they think, and you have to show them, oh, no, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
It's the generalization, of course, is supposed to mature as we mature. And you're
Mhm.
a fully intelligent, mature individual, Peach. So I'm not saying that you are currently experiencing these things. What I'm saying is, as humans in general, on average,
Mhm.
especially here in America, we have a tendency of generalization. It's a part of our psychology.
Fact.
That's
Okay.
the
I can
thing.
agree with that for some, but for me, I mean, I know what you're saying because we know someone that's like that. But for me, I came in here as an old person. I never really understood the movements of people. So to hear you say that, I'm like, really? Like, okay, that's what
I
not
That's
personally,
what
me.
that
I
was.
know people that what he just said. I've
Yes.
heard it from them, like he said. One person said, "Oh, that's that," and then they be like, "Oh," and then they just run off with it. Like he said, the ugly thing. Oh well, so and so said I'm not all that, and it's like, what? So you believe that? You know what I mean? You let it get into your subconscious, and you really put that in your mind that you ain't like. Listen, man. See
Yeah.
me again. That's
We've all
crazy.
had to, if you've had children at one point, they've had confidence issues because some kids
Correct.
outside told them
Correct.
something and it
Right.
affected them. You have to let them
Right.
know that's not true and so
Yeah.
forth,
Yeah.
like, because they generalized, right?
Correct.
Some
That's a
children
fact.
never experience it that way, right? Because there's always the anecdotal exception to the rule, right? But we're
Mm-hmm.
just talking about when we're looking at the collective experience of data that's been done, we
Correct.
know that there's a generalization. That's why
Yeah.
the commercials and all that stuff don't work on all of us. That's why we're
Mhm.
not all hypnotized by the same things,
Yeah. Correct. Correct. It's a
right?
fact. Mm-hmm.
Because our psychologies are different and psychologies are vast, but there is a common experience that is being had psychologically and certain fundamentals that are producing our everyone's experience,
Yeah.
no matter who you are. If you're here, this is how it's happening. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what they're taking advantage of. And that's what I personally try to help people with. But I don't know. I could just be, trapped off in a mind room somewhere. Let him think he's fixing people, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If you get that deep into it. But yeah, we all have these generalizations. And in this world of dating stuff, that generalization stuff goes rampant. That's everything everybody keeps talking about. They generalize women. Oh, all women act like this on dates. All women are doing this. Women today are all selfish and greedy. Like, oh, you can't say that about the 3 or 4 billion women
Correct.
that are on the planet. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is. It is. I find that it's laughable, dog. Like person dealt with one type of person, and now it's just like all of them are that way. She's took my money. She's a gold digger. They all gold diggers.
I don't know. I think when it comes to dating, the issue with people is we're not picking people that's right for us. We're picking people that's right for our eyes, but not right for our hearts.
Yeah, but no
So
one's
the
saying that though. That's the problem. Nobody's saying, you know what? I dated a Puerto Rican and it didn't work out, or she played me, she did this, she was cheating, she was the wrong one. It's like we going back to again, they generalize it. You know what I mean? Oh, they all like that. No, it's just the one that you chose or you invested your time, put your feelings in, whatever, she's like that. The rest of them ain't like that. That's why I say me, I don't like I have a bad experience. I don't generalize. I when I had the mind that I have, I realized, okay, I was entertaining the wrong one. I never generalized and said, "Oh, they all are like this." They all. So again, that's gonna make for a good, like I said, a good topic, good show. When we talk about it, get other people on the panel to
I
talk
started
about it.
looking at myself. That's me
There you
personally.
go too. There you
Like
go too.
really,
Correct.
the
Mhm.
quality of the individual you end up with is
That's
always
correct.
going to based on the belief you have in yourself.
There you
And
go too.
I've learned that most people just do not believe they're good enough. They don't believe they're good enough to have what they think they want, right?
Yeah.
And they end up getting things that reinforce that belief system. And
Hmm.
I learned from my own bad relationships that there was nothing wrong with them. They were the perfect individual
Hmm.
for the perfect state I was in.
Hmm.
I was the perfect level of depressed. I was the perfect level of codependent.
Hmm.
I was all of the things necessary for that individual to thrive.
Hmm.
That was me. That never was them.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
realized that when you start taking true self responsibility and stop blaming,
That
right?
too.
And learn
Correct.
to love and know that life is just one force that's already happening,
Hmm.
then you will never look at it, a certain way again, because you will
Correct.
understand that the quality of your life is will never be beyond the quality of your questions.
Correct. But see, that's another thing too. Like I'm glad that you brought that up. That there's some relationships where I was the one doing the wrong or did something. You know what I mean? And I told Peach about it. Like when I seen these people years later, I was like, yo, I apologize, man. I put you through what I put you through. Again, it's about taking accountability. A lot of people ain't with that, man. I don't know why. You know what I mean? They don't want it to me, it's in order to better yourself, in order to evolve, you know what I mean, on every level, is taking accountability instead of saying, well, I cheated because you cheated. And you know what I mean? Like that type of thing. You know how they say you point your finger, you get two pointed back. There's a lot of people that do that. Taking accountability is just something they will never admit to, something they will never do. And I don't get it because to me, it makes no sense. Again, I run on
Because
logic.
the world is subjective, Mel.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
subjective. The whole world is only in your mind. Morals aren't objective. They don't exist in the world like rocks. That that's in your mind,
Yeah.
right?
And it's,
The reason we suffer and can't get ahead is because they've given us a poverty mindset. They've given us the pumpers mindset. They've given us the Jesus complex,
mhm,
right? We have to suffer in order to be a good person.
mhm,
You good people don't have money. This is the mentality we've been given, and it reflects in our life. But the relationship stuff is always going to come from how you view yourself.
mhm,
I had a friend, and he thought very highly of himself. And I was and then we worked at the Standard in Hollywood. And John was this short Egyptian dude. He wasn't very handsome to me. He was like a Joe Pesci kind of dude to me, if you ask me. You know what I mean?
mhm, mhm,
But let
mhm,
me tell you, women were falling all over him.
mhm,
And he wasn't rich. He worked the front desk.
mhm, mhm,
But it was how John viewed himself.
mhm,
It was what John actually thought about himself.
mhm,
Later, John ended up owning a newsstand, went from that to owning a couple other businesses,
mhm,
right? John, and I got to see, oh, when your mentality and you not boggled down by your conscience and what you think is right and wrong, not what other people think is right and wrong, you'll be surprised how far and how much you can do in living your life. All these other rules that they set, they only exist because you were told about them and you believe them.
Correct. It's another thing too, like you said, them rules, what was said and how it's supposed to go. Those type. Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
you be like, wow, I don't know how that guy could do that and not feel no way about it. Because
Hmm.
guess what? He don't have that he don't have that moral subjective view. To him, he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
So why is the universe gonna punish him?
Correct.
You ever wonder why these rich people ain't been punished yet? You go look at those crime shows where they catch the guy after 30 years. Notice every time one of those people get caught, it's because all of a sudden they got a conscience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They morally thought about what they did, and bam, a piece of evidence fell across it into his
Yeah.
wife's lap. She didn't know
Uh-huh.
it for 25 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's dictating what you allow yourself to have and not have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe people have to reevaluate their morals
Mm.
and lose some of the dogma because you think if you live a certain way, you're going to burn in hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Peach was talking about that, man. You know, we talked about that a lot. Salute, Ronan. Salute, Love is Blue. You still there, Peach? Or
Oh
you
yeah, I'm here listening. You know, I told you I'm behind the scenes,
I
even though
know.
you keep
Behind the
calling me
scenes.
out.
Yeah. You damn right I'm gonna call you out. Supposed to. Yeah, so what you gonna have that topic next week?
I
Because
thought we was gonna talk
to live
about
is
enough
already
is
cooking,
enough.
man. It's like he's shooting all his bullets right now on this show. I wanted him
No,
to
that's
hold it.
nothing. I can come in with more statistical
Oh,
data and all kind of stuff. Like, you know me, man, I don't believe in conspiracy theories.
yeah. Same
I only
here.
do facts,
Same here.
provable, observable facts.
Hmm. Correct. Correct. Same here. I was telling this guy that he heard me talking earlier. He's like, "Oh, you one of them conspiracy?" Because I was talking about the Earth is flat, and he that's what he called me. You one of those conspiracy? I said, "Hey man, hey, whatever you call me, whatever. I know what it is. That's what matters, not what you calling me or categorizing me."
I
And
don't think either party got it right. Even
yeah,
by the definition, it's not a sphere and it's not flat. It's an
hmm
oblate spheroid by its
hmm
definition. I think
I've
it's
heard that
dimensional
recently.
personally.
Uh
That's
huh.
what it is. It's an
Yeah,
egg. It's not
yeah.
even a perfect circle.
I heard that not recently, but for the last about 4 or 5 years, I've heard that it's not round. You know what I
Because the
mean?
center is spinning faster than the top.
No.
That's what makes it an oblate spheroid when it was cooling.
Yeah.
It's more like think about like a football is an
Hmm.
oblate spheroid. It's not
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
perfect sphere,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And secondly, it's not what they said. It's more dimensional than it is, say, planetary.
Hmm.
You know, that's why they don't want to tell you about wormholes and all these other things. Even though scientifically, recently, these things have literally been discovered at MIT, Oxford, and a couple of other. They have performed wormhole experiments and successfully done it.
Yeah. See, Peach, he mentioned MIT. I told Peach about that, about MIT. MIT is about like, depending on traffic, I can get there about 20, 25 minutes to MIT. It's in Cambridge.
Hmm. It's a
Yeah.
very credited mathematical university.
Yeah, that's where homeboy goes a lot. BG goes there a lot. That's where he said that him and the professor came up with, like we talked about before, blocking the sun, and it's a very big tech school. That school, man, it
The
gets
reason that
funded.
none of this conspiracy theory ever stick because nobody in conspiracy theory community can actually have a conversation with one of them. Because
Yeah,
nobody in the conspiracy theory community wants to learn any of the real formulas, anything actually written down that has been considered to be the standard. They just want to go from some information they got from some individual and didn't test it to any of the standard science to make sure that there's any credibility to what they believe is real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
most people don't know thermodynamics. They couldn't tell you the first three, let alone describe any of it or how it actually affects you in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Most people couldn't tell you what cold is. People think cold is a thing. Like, like, you understand? Like,
Yeah.
cold is the absence of heat. For example, how does your refrigerator make the stuff cold in your
Mm.
refrigerator? Do you know?
The what you call it? It doesn't it have to do with the what is it, compressor in it?
No,
No.
somewhat, but not really. The compressor is a part of that.
Yeah.
But you know what the process is?
What?
It's removing all of the heat from the items in the refrigerator.
Generator.
That's why
Okay.
if you stand behind a refrigerator, it is what?
Hot.
Hot,
Yeah.
because that's the heat going somewhere.
Correct.
Heat has to go somewhere. People keep using the word energy like it's a thing. It's just a term to describe heat, and they
Yeah.
don't seem to understand that.
They said
So
it's the energy. That's crazy.
yeah, it's energy, and cold is its own. Like, bro, cold is just the absence of heat,
Heat.
which means
Correct.
the heat had to go somewhere.
Somewhere. Correct. It's like when you put on the AC in a car. You know. Uh,
What's it really doing? Just pulling all of the what?
yep. The
Heat.
heat. Correct. Makes
It's
sense.
not
Yeah.
pushing actual cold air in there. That doesn't really exist.
Oh man. Yeah. Nah, I get it.
This is what's in the conspiracy theory community.
Yeah. Yo, don't
This is
even
the
bring up Degrassi, man. Ronan, don't bring up Neil Degrassi, man, in my chat, brother. F that dude, man.
I
He's a.
think you need conspiracy theories.
You said you need. Wait, why? For
I think
makes for
you I think people
conversation.
need them.
Why makes for
mm,
Not just for
conversation?
conversations, just to awaken them to think other thoughts.
I
Just
could
to
see.
be open to think, because again, like you said, people have programming. And I think conspiracies kind of help you to put a glitch into it just for a moment. Some people for a lifetime, some people for a moment, some people it takes a while. But I think you need conspiracies.
Yeah.
okay. I can accept that. I can accept that. I think it's a little dangerous because who's giving you the conspiracy theories? It's one thing when you come up with your own theories, but it's another when you're analyzing and getting theories from other people.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I get it, but I think it just sparks thought for some, because some people will never think outside of the box, and for me, I don't understand that piece of it, like
One
just
track
being in a
minds.
box.
One track
Yeah, I
minds.
don't.
But
Yes,
that's
I don't
another. Well,
understand
listen,
it.
we that's another topic, and I know Talib would love to expand on that. How someone feels the way they were raised is the right way, and there's no other way at all. Mom, my mother told me, and I shared, and the reason why I'm saying this, I ain't talking about nobody in particular. I'm talking about myself, actually. Because I used to argue and debate with some of my friends. They'd be like, nah, Mel, this is the facts. Like you brought up earlier to live. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, F the facts, F the truth. My mother and my daddy said this, so this is what it is. And I would be so rude and ignorant that they try to show it to me. Like, yo, Mel, this is what it is. Take a look. I don't want to take a yo, I was real ignorant. This is why I talked about evolving. So I always told Peach, I thank goodness I got two friends, that put things in perspective in a way to me that it wasn't a personal attack. It wasn't like I didn't get in my feelings, like you said, with the ego. All of that was put in my pocket, and I just had to listen to what they saying to me. Like, yo, bro, you got a lot of positive characteristics about you, but this one negative. that when you're wrong, you can't just admit that, yo, that's bad. And some people are like that. For real. That's another topic. I feel like that's a great topic that you know, and I shared why I was like that with Peach. You know what I'm saying? I shared it. There's some people to do that personally know me. I that I would tell them like, bro, when I had to come into my whatever you want to call it, spiritual awakening or just conscious, like looking back, and I had to step out my shoe, and I was like, damn, that was bad. Why was I like that? You know what I mean? I know why, but I'm just saying, like, I was questioning myself, like, damn, like nobody was gonna spank me. I wouldn't have got put on no timeout. Why didn't I just say, oh, let me look at what it is? Oh, that's what it is? Oh, my fault. Nah. I mean, when I say I was debating, I was forget debating. I was arguing with people. My parents said it was this, and this is what it is. And they looking at me like, bro, calm down. Like, that's how bad it was, bro. But see, there's people that I personally know that is like that at our age. And they're gonna be growing older and still being like that. And I find that in order for you to grow and evolve, you can't be like that. You got to be open. You have to open mind. Because how you going to learn knowledge if you just have this one way of thinking, that one track mind, the one trick pony? So there's no other way. So because my parents taught me math, and you're like, Mel, let me show you how you could do this very easy. And I'm just like, nah, Talib, get out of here. I don't want to see it. I know this is the way they, you know what I mean? That's crazy to me. And I see it with a lot of grown people, people older than me. I see them like that. And I'd be like, damn, that's bad. I don't want to be like that as I get older. I want to be able to sit back and listen. Oh, okay. We could agree to disagree, you know? And stuff like that and be respectful to one another, but to just be dismissive and like you said deflecting and all of that or just don't want to hear, that's bad. You know, that's bad.
Well, those are people that have been conditioned,
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
through trauma and some form of physical violence,
Hmm.
and then reinforcement with nurturing love and care. And that's conditioning. That's MK Ultra. That's
Hmm.
trauma bonding. You
Hmm.
teaching people through trauma
Hmm.
that, and when you do that, you can really scare someone because you're doing this through their nervous system into
Hmm.
believing that there's a real danger in not believing something.
Yeah.
Right? And if this been connected to danger, what's the response is going to be very, very excitable, right?
Hmm.
Because even though you might not be consciously thinking it, you're neurologically responding like someone's threatening your life. What That's what it means when you get angry. They never taught
Yeah,
us this.
yeah, yeah,
When you
yeah.
angry
Hmm.
and you mad and your blood is boiling and
Yeah.
your insides is turning, you, you don't realize that neurologically
Hmm.
this is no different than someone putting a gun to your head in this moment and is about to pull the trigger.
Hmm. Hmm.
Your nerves would be in the same identical state. Every time you get angry and overreact and get into a state,
Hmm.
you are responding neurologically like you're dying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you just catch yourself when you're doing that, it'll make you not react that way regardless, because you can only hold an authentic emotion for 17 seconds. That's it.
Yeah.
You can laugh pure, honestly, for 17 seconds. And then
Hmm.
after then, you make a choice to either keep laughing or stop.
Yeah.
And the same thing when you get angry. Remember, it's supposed to tell you what's going on. That's what your emotions are only there for.
Hmm.
They're not supposed to take control of the situation.
Right.
But we all make a choice after 17 seconds to continue to feel a some way by what? Our own mental justification.
Hmm.
They did me wrong. I
Hmm.
am valid for my feelings,
Hmm.
right? Opposed to going, okay, this is what happened. It happened. I played a part in it. What can I do right now to get myself out of it, to change it, to make it different? Because it's right there. The answer is right here. Then, oh, I'm going to leave. Boom. Take a deep breath. Now you don't go to jail.
Now you don't go.
Uh, Sound like my personal home training. When you
Um,
feel some kind of way, stop, think about it, assess
yeah.
it. Is it worth it? Let it
There
go.
you go. Correct. Is it worth it?
There it is, Peach.
Yeah.
Old soul talk.
Is it worth this energy? Me feeding you going, you know what I mean? Just throwing my whole mood off for something. You know?
I tell you that all the time. Like, wait a minute. Gotta let go.
Just let it go. And then guess what? Nothing becomes of it.
That's a
How
fact.
many things did you let go actually became something?
Correct. 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 That's a fact.
But I like
Yeah.
that breakdown because it explains why people can't let go of religion, which you just broke down. It's an attack on them. You are
Mhm.
wholeheartedly attacking them,
You
and they
about to
feel
start.
like they're gonna go to
Hell.
the HE double L.
Yup. If they
Yes.
agreeing with you means a life, an
Yes.
eternal sentence in hellfire.
Mm.
Think about that. If you actually believe that.
Yes. I've watched a breakdown like that. And I'm like, we're just having a conversation. I'm not trying to convert you into anything. Like,
Because it's religion,
and
though.
you're
Listen,
not
man.
going to hell for having this conversation.
That's why, man. I don't speak with everybody about everything no more, especially when it comes to that. That in politics, man. Listen, some people will, if they could murder you over that because of how you view it and what you think of it or whatever, or what you know. Yeah. Like one dude, I told him religion's a business. This man was ready to, like, I don't know, do something to me. I'm like, bro, it's the truth, man. But again, I triggered him. Like Talib said, I triggered something. you
Think
know?
about it like the Matrix. Every time you see that happen, when you trigger somebody and they react, that's Agent Smith. He just jumped in. An agent is in him attacking you right now because you done triggered something in them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Literally,
facts.
Oh,
right? Because look at what tell me this. What? Okay, back to the moment they were. Most women say this. I don't like drama,
but love drama.
but
Mm-hmm.
tell me when they are watching the Nature Channel or something pleasant that has no drama in it.
Drama. Yeah, exactly.
No, they
They
like
watching
soap operas.
VH1. They watching VH1
Lifetime.
Housewives, how basketball housewives and all of that. Yeah, fact.
Right? The cooking shows aren't even just regular cooking shows anymore. They're competitive cooking shows. People got problems, issues,
Yeah, yeah. Fighting, all of that.
fighting, love affairs.
I
Yeah.
must be a unique woman because I don't like any of this stuff.
You are, that's what I'm saying. Right? This is why I never use myself as the example. It's not fair and it's not accurate to the data. And they're always that in there. And that's why statistics, they say numbers don't lie. Yes, they do. They easily say these guys don't count. Get them out.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
not enough of them
exactly.
to count.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We can't use ourselves as the any kind of test here, or because I've seen in my own personal life I'm unique. I know you've seen in your personal life, Mel, and you're unique. Pete, I know you know and experienced and been told you're unique.
Yes.
Yes, that's a
You know what I
fact.
mean? So I wouldn't even put myself in that category because I just don't apply there. Now, the truth of the matter is, most people do though,
Mm-hmm.
because most people believe they're not good enough. I did the psychology on this. You could look it up. Most people, the average, the most common thing that unifies all people that are not super successful is they don't believe they're good enough. That somehow they're lacking.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of thoughts. That's a lot of weight on the head.
No,
Yeah,
you
well,
meant to.
why do so many people start businesses and they don't succeed? Because they don't put no effort into it because they already thought it wasn't going to succeed. How many people enter into things terrified of doing it and just believe it's not going to work? And the first time it doesn't work, they run and say, look, I tried that, but it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. And they quit. That's a
You
fact.
start adding the numbers up, you start going, oh, okay, I probably know a couple of those people.
Mm-hmm. Now, I did that a lot. I told I was Peach, remember? I said that to her that I wanted to start different businesses. Like, let's just, for an example, I wanted to sell clothing. I'd be like, in my head, my own head, not somebody else telling me that ain't gonna work. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna buy it. Ain't nobody gonna, I'm just putting all of this stuff in my head instead of just doing it. You know what I mean? I was just filling my head up with shit. So yeah.
Generalizing. See what I mean by the generalization?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody gonna buy it. Your mind didn't go, oh well, I'm only gonna sell 15 of these and it's not gonna be profitable.
Exactly.
It said ain't nobody.
Yeah, ain't nobody for real. No
No,
numbers at all.
not your family, not
Right.
your missus,
Yeah,
nobody,
nobody.
nobody, not your best friend, no one.
Right. Nobody's buying it. Facts.
That's not realistic.
For real, it ain't.
You can at
Yeah,
least sell 5.
exactly. Exactly. I had no numbers. Nah, you right. That's the truth. I didn't think about, oh, maybe I could sell 30 because I know 30 per, that would definitely, you're right. I just was saying nobody's gonna buy it at all. And like you said,
It's a filter, bro. When it filters out, it filters everything out.
mm-hmm.
Everything, I mean, everything. You get something new, and everybody got it. All of everybody bought the same pair of shoes.
Yeah, yeah,
They thought you like, wait, I just got these. Ain't even nobody know about them,
yeah, yeah. For real.
and then everybody's wearing them. That's
Correct.
not because everybody's wearing them. That's because your mind have filtered out something you already set your mind on having, and now you have it, and you haven't turned
Mhm.
off that part of you that says, "I want that," and so the mind is still giving it to you. It
Yeah.
gives you whatever you focus on. There is nothing in between that. Period. End of story. That's
Right.
why they have to make movies and TV shows that last forever.
Mhm.
And listen, they need your attention. If you're not focused on them, who are you gonna be focused on?
Mhm.
You.
It's inevitable. If you're the only kid in the park, you end up playing by yourself.
Mhm.
You're gonna play. Yo, that's what I'm like. Oh, okay. This whole thing is just one big. Please look up Branded. Please, you're gonna laugh when you see it. It's a Russian film, by the way. So
Brandon. When did it come out?
I want to say 2013.
Mm. Okay.
It's not on any streaming platform.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, the
Okay.
whole movie. It's the only place I can find it now.
All right.
It's from a film company called Roadside,
Mm.
and so it's a Russian movie, but
Okay.
most of it is in English.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a couple of big English American actors in it. You could tell.
Who
You're like,
said
oh,
you
they
could play?
yeah, you could tell how they pay. Like, okay, we got to get this guy. We need somebody from America to play the American.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna like it though, because everything that's going on right now, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, "Nah, how is all that in this movie?" And this literally just happened. They just did this ritual in front of the world,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna see how all of the social activism is connected to veganism.
Mm.
Yeah, I know, right? What? What do you mean? I don't know. Do you know a lot of LGBTQ or anybody that is in that so-called left wing paradigm who's hard body into it that is not a vegan?
Mm.
Do you know when veganism started?
Mm-mm. That's crazy.
Yo, you do some homework. I got statistics, bro. It blew my mind. I said, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. I don't even know what to make of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much information to be like, wait a minute. And then you'll be like, wait, then that means everything that's been happening is just one big marketing campaign.
Yeah,
Nothing right now is actually organic in the social nature.
yeah. Hold
Even the
on.
food,
Was there a part in the movie where they did a what you call it?
red heifer ritual.
No, it was a
Uh,
vegetarian anti-meat marketing scheme in the
oh yeah.
movie. Okay,
Hmm.
all right. All right, so they showed the clip of it. It's like 501. I'm not watching it, but I was going through it.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
see this movie. There's
Uh-huh.
this rich history in this movie. You could look up the data in this. I have. It's pretty mind blowing. And when you look up some of this data, where the path that led me down, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it made a lot of things clear. Right?
Mm-hmm.
These people. They have been socially engineered for this behavior, down to their diet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And some of this stuff is like way beyond our pay grade.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one thing we could talk about some of this stuff, but
Correct.
we have no idea what it meant for them to go spend $27 trillion on a PSYOP project to control everybody's brain. Like
Correct.
Is that the movie?
that's the movie.
He said that's the movie. Yeah, that's why these big corporations, these entities be spending, like how you just said, like $23 million just for a slot in the Super Bowl. That's only gonna run like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
1
yeah,
minute.
correct. So I know what you're saying. I saw like a documentary about what you're talking about, but it was more like how the CIA was part of it. Why a lot of companies use the color scheme, red being the main color, like I mentioned earlier. What does red does to the person's mind? How each color does have a different effect. I think red makes you automatically hungry. Something it was pertaining to that, but I
Red
know you
is
know. Yeah,
alert. See,
yeah.
the reason that fast food restaurants use colors like red, bright
Mhm.
blue, and
Correct.
yellow is because
Yellow.
to the mind it says hurry up, rush,
Yep.
quick.
Yep.
Because they
Yep.
don't want you to stay there. They want you to quickly get a meal and move on so they can serve a lot of people. But
Correct.
restaurants that want you to eat, they use what? Earthy colors, right?
Colors. There you go.
Because
Correct. Welcoming. Yep.
browns,
Mm-hmm.
earthy green,
Yep.
right? These are the colors sky blue. These are the colors they use because it's inviting and it sends a signal to the mind to relax and that
Correct.
you're safe.
Correct. Correct. Welcoming and all that. Yep.
You know what I mean? And then
Mm-hmm.
the other color schemes, and then it gets into sequencing, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
red, green, and blue has those effects, what happens when I go red, red, blue, green, green, red, red, blue, green?
Yeah. For real.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can start sending signals, instructions,
Mm-hmm.
messages. I can start
Correct.
bypassing neural processes, I can do weird things then.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct.
that's why they had to bring out the blue screen, and that's why all your TVs now don't use the tube and that technology anymore. It uses that
Mm-hmm.
blue screen, which using the LED color scheme, right? Which is
Yep.
not just red, green, and blue. It's also magenta.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Magenta. That's
Well, what does
what's
pink stand for then?
Well, pink used to be a masculine color.
Well, that's my favorite color.
It had a lot to do with strength. Boys used to wear pink.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that? Excuse me, sir.
I know. I heard him. I know boys used to wear pink. I didn't. Maybe I
No,
did. I don't
no,
know. As a
because
kid.
it stands for strength.
Oh,
So when you see all that pink,
here we go. Well, it's not no more. They reversed it now. Now it's for y'all. It's more supposed to be feminine. Okay. You heard what he said.
Yeah, but it's
Used
still
to.
used to what? For powerful, sexy women. And it's
Mm-hmm.
and when women wear pink, it's this very awing and attracting feeling of, oh my gosh, she's so ooh. What are you talking about? It's still there. It's right there.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is put pink on. That's a fact. Pink, red,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
No, you're right. Red
because
is.
because that's still close to what. And remember when you said that in the chakras, it had nothing to do with it being low vibrating. It actually had to do, each color, it symbolizes a chakra,
Mm-hmm.
and your root chakra, which is connected to the sexual organ, is
Yeah.
red. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with it being just a low form of vibrational energy. No, not true at all.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why the Kundalini energy, and that's why you might not know this. I'm a Kung Fu man. I've been doing Kung Fu for many, many years, a couple decades, as a matter of fact. And it's very rare stuff. And I can tell you, there's
Mm-hmm.
things called sexual Qigong.
Sexual qigong.
Mm-hmm.
What's that
Qigong
about?
is breathing,
Oh, okay.
breathing exercises into the Dantian, right?
Dantian.
And that's what you do with like Tai Chi is a philosophy. Tai Chi Chuan is the practice of that philosophy. That's the actual body, the movement. And the movement, it represents the 8 different energies, how they flow. And you learning to master and use them, right? When you get into the Qigong, it's about, that's where you get the EFT with the tap in, you get the what do you call it? I can't remember what you call it. Acupuncture.
Oh yeah.
Right. These, because this is what they say, block meridian or chi points have stagnant points where energy isn't moving, and that creates physical disease. And when you unblock these points, then energy flows and you become healthy.
Right.
Qigong is a way of maintaining the natal strength that you were born with by breathing into your dantian. And there's a way to move energy around in your body. That's where you see the monks and they go, oh, and then the guy punches him in the stomach or they can't stab him. It's not because he made his skin impenetrable. It's because there's literally a layer of air underneath him that's actually pushing up against him. You see what I'm saying? Because the air in your body can be moved around. This is the stillness and movement principle. So there's a way to use Qigong to, without sexual intercourse, to put your hand in the Dantian area of a woman and breathe and pull energy from her.
Okay, well, I need to learn that. Okay, so
And
how
it
are we
wasn't just
doing
them that
that?
did that. You ever heard of the Kundalini and all of those
Uh-huh.
positions? All of those positions aren't just about getting in a position and then moving back and forth and thrusting, right? They're actually about getting in certain positions because it opens up certain pathways and then breathing while you're doing it. You see, you're not even moving in intercourse. You're just literally breathing. And that breath and energy starts moving between the two of you. And that's where the stimulation comes from. So we live in a society that's blocked us off from everything our body can actually do in exchange for technology.
Correct. And those things was practiced a long time. They still practice some things today. So,
Yeah, some people get rich, teaching it.
Well,
If
I'll
you,
be learning and teaching the course, ladies.
oh.
Just give me a couple weeks or months.
Yeah. You ready to
oh no, it's true. You could look this up. I would not make this up to you. This is real. It's very real. It's very real. That's all I'll say about that.
That's
Full
why
stop.
she wants to do it. She know it's very real. That's why she wants to learn. Start teaching.
Okay, well, here's the first thing you can start doing, Peach, is you want to start practicing breathing into your dantian. So where your dantian would be located at is, some would say you take your index finger and put it on your belly button, and then you put your 2 other fingers, add 2 fingers, and then the third finger is where your dantian is located. And they say you should breathe into there. Like, so when you breathe, take a deep breath in through your nose, and here's the secret. Nobody tells this. This is the secret. You got to put your tongue at the roof of your mouth. At the roof of your mouth, there's a little hole up there. And when you block that with your tongue, you create a complete cycle of breath. So you breathe into your nose, into your dantian, and slow as you can, and you fill it up. And then what you do while it's filled up, you press down, press the air down. And then as slow as you can, you release the air. You might get hot and start shaking, and a lot of different feelings will come up. I've seen people go through different emotions when they first start doing Qigong a certain way, but every one of them, they're going to tell you an amazing story of how it transformed them. Because we don't use 100% of our breath. Think about this. If your lungs actually gets its full amount of air from you breathing into your nose and completely down through your diaphragm, and you only breathe through your mouth, half of the time, all of the time, that means a third of your lungs is being filled with oxygen. Just a third. Your body and the brain runs off of what? Oxygen. So look at everything you're doing right now, how dynamic you are, and take this into account. I'm only using a third of oxygen. What happened if you just started using a half or three quarters? Or just start breathing completely into your lungs, filling it up, taking control, breathing slowly, and watching all that air filling your brain. Watch what happens, yo.
All right. So what I want to know from me doing this, will I be able to abstain from having encounters? Will this help me do that?
From having encounters? Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
but yeah.
yeah.
Well, first of all, if we go into the Chinese lore, these motherfuckers fought ghosts, demons, and all other kind of spiritual thing with breathing methods and qigong. These are very powerful stuff. But plus, when you get more oxygen to your brain, I'm telling you, then your brain is more capable of entering into hemiosync, which is hemisynchronization, and that's where both sides of the brain is vibrating at the same. If you just practice your brain vibrating at the same frequency more frequently, you'll get more control over that what you're talking about very quickly. I promise you that. That's a fact. You can look that up. Get you some binaural beats and just start listening to them with headphones and giving yourself about 10 to 15 minutes and just meditating and just clearing your mind and just allowing it to sync. You'll know when it syncs because the sound will become synchronized. That's two different pitches going through each ear. And when they resonate at the same frequency, they create that means the brain is locked into the same procession.
Didn't Bruce Lee do this thing too? I remember he used
Everyone
to
who's
do
ever
some form
entered
of
into a
breathing
pure
method. Go ahead.
everybody from Kobe Bryant to Bruce Lee and anyone else that's entered into a deep meditative state have synced their brains, and they call that flow state. Basketball players do it all the time. Well, the good ones, right? When they get into that state where they can't be stopped, everything just happens naturally. Like, what in the world is that? No, he's just his both sides of his brain. So what he's thinking and how he's acting are simultaneous. What messes us up or why we fail at anything is because we what? Our thinking and our acting aren't connected. We overthink the thing, so we never actually do it. Or when we do it, we're thinking so much, we're not paying attention to what we're doing. When you're in a flow state, you think something, you do it, it works.
That's a fact. It's a fact. So, Talib, we're about to get off of here. I got
Yes,
some
sir.
things I gotta do. You wanna tell them where they could tap in and reach you at, man? Your socials and all that good stuff.
Oh, you can find me on YouTube or on TikTok at Welcome to Theirs Only Now. That's my channel I have for the Silva and Sedona method. I teach some of the gateway stuff and just mental stuff. None of the fluff about, oh, you want to find your SP? All of that is an illusion. It's really about learning to love life and love yourself again and be in love with being that you allow all those things to actually be, you know? And my other channel is Talib Jensen, but I'm moving that channel over to the House of Strange Production because uh, I just feel like I need to transfer that channel to a new channel because I had it so long. It's not, you know what I mean? And I was
Yeah.
looking at the methods and stuff, and it was telling me what I should do. So I'm taking that to the House of Strange Productions. That's up right now. A lot of the videos are translated over there, but there's still videos being posted over there now. And I look forward to seeing anybody who would like to come over there. And I want to thank you, Mel, for having me. And Peach, I always love to. I love talking to you, Peach. You already know. Come on now, let's not even go there. So I'm just glad. This is like I said it last time, but this is always an amazing experience for me. I hope that we get to do this more often. I'd love to have a show with this, the three of us actually have a show ourselves and just
Yeah.
talk, you know. I feel like we just as good as the rest of them personally. I think we all like bring a nice chemistry to the table. So I want to thank y'all for having me.
Of
Likewise, man.
course.
Appreciate having you, brother. You know what I mean? The knowledge, everything, man. Uh Yeah, man. Like I said, I remember when I did a live and you was like, "Yo, we should do something." And I was telling Peach, I said, "Man, you know how many people I wanted to do stuff with? I know it would be a great thing, but it's just me at that time. It had to do with timing. You know what I mean? My schedule and all that. It was nothing against you. It was just, you know." I'm trying. Like I said, I didn't even want to go live today. Peach is like, "Yo, you should do a live. You gotta be more
No,
It's like,
no, don't make me sound like that. You should say, she said, no, let's do a live.
She's
you
right though,
know,
man. Like you
yeah,
got something here, man. The only
yeah,
thing you missing is the consistency. If you just went live more, I think that you'd
correct,
have a audience overnight, really, which would seem like it was overnight. We know
correct,
the real hard work and time that was
yeah,
actually put into it, but I feel like you know, you would
yeah.
have that audience very quickly. Like
Now
if
I
people
feel the
knew you was
same
on
way,
here more.
brother. I feel the same way. It's just again, man. Like
It
I'll
pays.
say,
I'm trying to
I'll
make
say
some
to
money off of YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with you and
uh
everybody in here. I want to
uh
make some money off YouTube too. I don't
yeah,
want to. I am going to make
too.
money off of
There you go.
YouTube. Let's get that
Right,
straight. And I
right,
think you should too, man. What you're
right.
giving should be paid for.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. That's why like me and Peach, we came together. We was like, yo, let's do a show. I can't remember if it was me or her who said it, but and then from that first show, the synergy, you know what I mean? Plus we from Rec Mob, so it's not like we just met each other. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people might think that, who don't know her from my side, or know even you. We all from a platform, you know what I'm saying? So we already had a connection with each other and stuff like that. So it's dope. Again, when I say like when I could rock with, authentic people, man, vibrating at the highest frequency, and we share a lot of things in common. The more and more we talk, especially this woman right here, the more and more I converse with her, it's like, damn, like I feel like we knew each other for years, and it's just been a few years, but it feels like it's longer than that. You get what I'm saying? And that's dope. Like that
Peach
that
Story was one of the first stories that got made into a spooky hour TV show.
exactly.
That's a fact,
Yo,
because I wrote it.
listen, she's the godmother. They called her, what was it? I don't know who called you that. If it might have been me. I can't remember, but it was like, oh, Peach, the Spooky Hour alumni. And I was like, nah, that's the godmother of Spooky Hours. You know what I'm saying? It was like a
Hell
few
yeah.
people you couldn't wait. And just calling Tatum the tub lady, it was just crazy. But she's always gonna be known as the tub lady. I know she's Tatum, but the tub lady, it's just certain people when you called it was like, whatever you was doing, you listen. You know what I'm saying? Because it was gonna be good. And again, there's a lot of Rec Mob members, you know what I'm saying? Miss J was on here earlier. I can't King Fire came a little late. Yeah, but listen, man, it's just dope that, we've been vibing for years, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna continue vibing. Like you said, we could put that in the making with something with us three, you know what I mean? And stuff like that again definitely could happen. Like you said, there's some
Hey,
fools
send
that
me a
say,
link to the product. I'll put it on mine,
yeah. Oh,
I'll,
that's
I'll put a
building
link
right
to
now.
it.
Definitely. We'll do
Oh
that.
well, when you're ready for it, let
Yeah.
me know. Give me a copy of the link, and I will post it.
All right. Appreciate that. We definitely will. We're building the site right now. Then we got to do the IG, the Facebook, whatever have you, and all of that. Definitely.
Mel,
Yo, what's up?
I think we should probably have like a spiritual Sunday, not a spooky hours, but maybe a spiritual
Then you go with your
Sunday.
spiritual Sunday. Spirit, what you the pastor? You what you
No,
doing?
for people to, just hash out and talk about stuff. Not
Spiritual?
necessarily spooky stories, but just spiritual things, because not everybody has,
You talked about doing something like this though, anyway.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
like,
But
psychics, like you can pull some tarot cards,
I,
and
I know I know Talib has some stories about some spiritual stuff. I already know you do, brother. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I question everything these days because after learning that these beings are liars,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and how much is actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a wildlife preserve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have a different outlook on what people are calling spirituality. That whole term came from the CIA anyway. They brought all these yogis over here. They brought all this wild. They don't want to put all the drugs out there and the tripping and the LSD and
Yeah,
open up
yeah.
the dimensions because they were studying. They were
Yeah.
studying. They wanted to know something. They knew that this wasn't right, and they was trying to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
And they done cracked the code on it now.
Yeah.
But now what I done cracked the code on is that a lot of this stuff is the story. I learned what the Matrix really is. The
Mm-hmm.
Matrix is not a code. It's a
Mm-hmm.
story. It's
Mm-hmm.
stories. Because all of our life and reality is shaped by these stories. The code would be words, letters that we use to form these words. Because these words shape our reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it dictates what things are to us. And they're the ones that spin in the story. And I have an issue with the fact that they're the one that's spinning the story.
the
You know,
Empress said enlightenment. It could be enlightenment on Sundays. I don't care what it is,
What was
but
that,
I think
Empress?
it's a
Empress Judah? Salute.
yeah.
Peace and
That'd
salute,
I think
Empress.
it'd be a great conversation though to open it up to, like she's saying, more of a broader topic of spirituality
Mm-hmm.
than say, have you seen ghosts or have you, like she was saying, like more, but because
Yeah.
like psychics and there's more people psychic now, and there's more people having more intuitiveness now, and you got the blind test now where there's a center now that's training people how to see with their eyes closed. That's a real thing. You can do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not mumbo jumbo or hocus pocus,
Mm-hmm.
right? Extrasensory perception is now being acknowledged that we do have that.
I was gonna say that if you can't see, you still can use your senses, though. You know what
But
I
they're
mean?
seeing with their eyes closed, meaning
Mm-hmm.
the people are putting books up in front of them and then telling them the name of the book because they can see it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with double blindfolded and all.
Mm-hmm.
You can look this up, man. These people have been tested. They can see, and these people doing it, they teaching how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do have powers, man. People just got to tap into it. All these Marvel, X-Men, these stories is real stories. They come from, you know, uh, I believe it's us. You know what I'm saying? That had these powers and possessed these powers. But I had told the story one time on a platform where when I was a kid, I moved a mug. I didn't move it from one part of the table to the other, but I moved it a few inches. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So I feel like we all have these natural powers. We just gotta tap into them. You
You're
know?
Yeah,
being
we don't
very
have them
polite.
because the X-Men. That's why we don't have them. The X-Men are stupid, nonsensical characters that break all the laws of physics.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you ever just did 2 seconds of research or just tried to break down anybody's powers in that show or any of them comics, it will actually be like, how this is stupid. Because the real shit,
Hmm.
right, is more practical.
Hmm.
How you move that pen is more practical than how the X-Men shows you Jean Grey is lifting people off the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah, 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 yeah. Correct.
Right? And so you'll focus all your little imaginary energy into what you see the X-Men doing, which gets us nowhere, which reinforces that's just for children.
Hmm.
Now those other senses, they get dulled
Yeah.
by what? Repetition. Repetition causes your mind to get rigid, right?
Hmm.
Meaning you stop developing new neurons because you stay in a pattern and consistent within your life. Meaning you get up in the morning, you make your coffee, let's say you play with your kids, you talk to your wife, you go to work, have the same basic conversations, right?
Hmm.
Everything's the same. You're not forming no new experiences,
Yeah.
which is just reinforcing the life you're living, which means you at one point it'll become so rigid that, like the people you're talking about, who's defending crazy stuff, you won't think life could be any other way. Now how could you ever believe that you could move a pencil with your mind? Because there is a field of energy between you and the object
Mm-hmm.
that is actually has transference, actual, observable, repeatable, scientific
Yeah.
transference.
Correct. Correct.
As long as they keep trying to give us stuff outside of the realms of that which is observable and repeatable and knowable, then we just keep ending up running in a circle, like believing the most ridiculous things without real reason to believe them, like the way a lot of people believe in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take a biblical expert to see that the Bible is full of contradictions.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
A lot of contradictions, man. And
Like
No,
literal contradictions. Like like you can't agree with both of those statements. Contradiction. Like, but people what? They believe it, yo, because they never even read the whole book. They don't have to. They've been brought into a contextual belief of it, given a life that supports that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lived that for years and years, and now they just believe that that's the way life is, and that God is definitely real, and I could show you him in my life, even though they just pointing at a wall. Like, you don't see the glory? No, I don't. You're hallucinating.
so are we committing to a Sunday, Mel, or no?
I don't know yet.
Oh, see, look.
I'm
No,
with Peach on this one, man.
I'm just saying I don't know yet because I'm gonna be doing the sports content with someone else. I got a new co-host. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. If it's not on Sunday, then yes, I could commit. If not, then I will let y'all know. But either which way, I could be a guest or I'll pop up. Either which way, and I will always support. But yeah, I once I figure the date out with him, then I'll let you.
And then
You
I'm just gonna soul travel and come and put my hands around your little neck.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody that joined us. I just want to say, I appreciate everybody from the Rec Mob showing up. And I just have to say this because Mel is always saying this. I'm the godmother, but do I look like a godmother in this
Oh, here we go.
fabulous pink? Do I look like an auntie? No,
Here we go.
no.
All
I
right.
just had to mess with you.
All
But go
right.
ahead, end
Spooky
the
Hour
show.
alumni. Nah, well, let them know where they could find you, your socials, everything, so they could tap in with Miss Peach Entertainment.
Well, it's Peach ENT on YouTube. It's also that on Facebook. It's
Mm-hmm.
also that on all my platforms. And I also have an app. I have
Mm-hmm.
a whole mobile app that you could download, and it's
Promote,
called
promote,
Peach.
promote.
Peaach. I had to do it long form because the name is common. And inside that app, I have all of some of your personal faves that you can listen to, inspired black thought leaders, Phil Valentine, um, just a bunch of people so you can open up your mind, not necessarily believe everything, but just start the process of deprogramming yourself and starting to want to research. So, and plus I have all the episodes with Mel and and then I have some spooky stories in there also. So
Yeah.
download the app. I might add
Godmother of
more.
Spooky Hours. The godmother
Ah,
of Spooky Hours.
I'm a
Well,
beach.
again, y'all, we will be live next Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. We do it at that time because a lot of people are home from work or whatever, so it works out for us. We will be going live, like we said again, once we get this our business up and running, with the website and things like that. We would love for y'all to check it out. Tell us what y'all think. The only way we could grow is by getting feedback and all this good stuff. Even with our lives that we do, y'all have some topics y'all could throw at me and Peach, and let us know. so we can have, like we say, we could talk about it, right? On that note, I'm Maybach Mel. You know where to find me, Maybach Mel 1804. That is me, the one and only. If you see another Maybach, that ain't me. But on that note, y'all stay vigilant out there and move militant. We are out. Appreciate everybody for stopping through. Peace.
Bye.
Peace, 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 peace.